ABC Sports presents high school football. Today's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green, West 40 Auto Sales, Southeastern Med, Abels, Valentine Insurance, AMG Vanadium, Wayne Garage Door, Papa John's Pizza, Galaxy Pizza, 209 Tire, and Guernsey County Children's Services.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to high school football tonight on BNV 93.5. The Cambridge Bobcats hosting the Martins Ferry Purple Riders. Bill Kafury, John Valentine tonight to bring you all the action. And Cooper Klobuchuk here along with Jason Aber. And we're also streaming tonight's game for those of you that would like to watch the video. You can check that out on AVC Sports on our Facebook page and or our YPRtv channel too, or just go to your radio place, find the link to tonight's game, and you can check it out that way as well. As we're just about ready to get underway, JV, week 6. Can it be week 6 of the high school season already?
Crazy, isn't it? How quick football season goes by. You know, you only got 10 regular season games, and it just proves to you got to make the most of each game.
Cats come in tonight 3-2. Purple Riders at 2-3. As the Cats have now joined a league with certainly Bel Air and Martins Ferry and St. Clairsville and a number of other teams. And so those folks that may not be familiar with a lot of the teams on Cambridge's schedule now, that's it. They're in the meat of that league schedule right now.
Yeah, right. We've had Indian Creek in the Buckeye 8, but that's a crossover game. We have played Bel Air. That's been the only team in the South Division. Also in the South is Union Local, St. Clairsville, and Martins Ferry. So, you know, this is a pretty important game for the Cats if they want to be able to contend for that Buckeye 8 title. Cats
got off to a great start this season. Wins over Indian Creek 28-0, Coshocton 42-7, and Meadowbrook 63-0. But the tide turned against them. Indian Valley on the road, a loss 38-7, and Bel Air here at home a week ago, a hard-fought game, but Bel Air just pounded them on the ground and won that one 25-14 in a game that looked close by score, but Bel Air controlled that game throughout.
Yeah, controlled mostly in the second half. I mean, really the first half, statistic-wise, the only category that Cambridge was behind on was on the scoreboard, and that was basically because of a pick six. I mean, the Bobcats really outplayed them in the first half, or if it was pretty close. That was a game that got away from us. And you know, you can kind of go, was it a hangover from Indian Valley? Because Indian Valley was definitely a loss. That team was pretty darn good, but they also exposed some things to some other teams on the schedule. So Bel Air had an opportunity to watch some film and see really some holes in the Cambridge team, and they exposed that, and really you saw that in the second half last week.
Well, we've talked about Cambridge's lack of size and going against a lot of teams who have much greater size than them, and that was certainly exploited last week by Bel Air as they rushed the ball at will in the second half.
Yeah.
Went to an old-fashioned power eye football and just went up and down the field and kept the ball away from the Bobcats. And you're probably going to see more teams attempt to do that as well. And you know, to that fact, the Cats lost one of their bigger guys in Andy Ogle, a lineman playing both ways and punting for the Cats, and he's in the booth this week, so they're a little bit thinner on the line.
Yeah, you're going to see some new faces on both sides of the line today, some younger guys getting some opportunities. They were getting some reps throughout the first 4 or 5 games anyway, but now they're going to see a lot more time on the field, which, you know, you got to have depth, especially the second half of the season. Everybody gets some bumps and bruises along the way, so Andy sitting out this game to get healthy, hopefully be able to get back in action next week.
As we said, Bel Air comes in 2-3. They started the season with a couple of wins, a 27-23 win over Shadyside, 43-13 over Leetonia, then 3 losses in a row, 60-14 to Union Local. St. Clairsville put up 54 and a 54-18 score and 35-20 last week against Weir. And those 3 teams, those last 3, Union Local undefeated, St. Clairsville at 3-2, and we're at 3-1-3, pretty good team. So how good is this Martins Ferry team?
Yeah, the last 3 losses have been to a combined 11-3 team, basically, right? So, yeah, they lost to 3 pretty decent teams. Union Local is not a joke this year. St. Clairsville, and Weir's always pretty tough, too, and they run the ball pretty hard. So, it's interesting to see what's going to happen with tonight's game. I got a pretty good idea, a good feel of how the game's going to go. But looking at those last 3 games by Martins Ferry, they have played their opponents pretty tough. So, brand new coach this year, and Justin Kropka, a Martins Ferry alum, he's back to coach his team and, bring some new life. You got a lot of new guys out for the team. They're still pretty young. So it'll be interesting to see how Martins Ferry can respond. Somebody's going to win this game tonight, and both teams basically need a W.
Yeah, that's true. Halfway through the season, and you're certainly looking ahead to playoffs. We'll talk more about that. Our pregame brought to you by Mass Tires in Pleasant City. They should be your first stop for all your tire needs. And we talked about Cambridge's offense and some of the challenges they have, especially up front. Last week that got exposed a little bit just because of the physicality of Bel Air and just wearing Cambridge out. And when you got a lot of guys going both ways, you're gonna rest someplace, and that was evident as the game went on. But the one thing that the Cats have done well all year long and continue to do is throw the ball and catch the ball. And Caden Moore, every time he throws it, sets another record.
Yeah, that's Cambridge's MO. They're not trying to hide that from anybody. They have enough weapons to be able to get the ball to, and when you got a 3-year starter back at quarterback, you're crazy if you don't take advantage of that. So going into the season, it would be nice to establish the line of scrimmage and be able to run the ball, but we're not fooling anybody. Most people knew that wasn't going to be their MO this year.
We're going to take a break, and pregame continues here from McFarland Stadium, Cambridge and Martins Ferry, coming up in a few.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Galaxy Pizza of Byesville and Cambridge features fresh-made dough and fresh-cut veggies on their products every day. Pizza and wings make the perfect combination for your game. Galaxy Pizza is happy to help with the sports preview and want to wish all teams good luck in the upcoming season. Enjoy the evening and enjoy their pizza. Galaxy Pizza, we're out of this world. Give them a call in Byesville or in Cambridge to place your order at 685-0744 or 439-0744.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
When it comes to vinyl replacement windows, they are not all created equal. At Wayne Garage Door in Cambridge, our reputation for high standards and quality of products can be seen with our Eris collection of vinyl replacement windows. Combine the standard features an Eris window provides that installers don't have, along with our quality workmanships, and you have the best vinyl window to choose from for your home or business. Call us today at 740-439-7555 to see the difference an Eris collection window can make for you.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Looking for new tires for your ride? 209 Tire in Cambridge should be your first stop. 209 is committed to high-quality customer service and offering competitive prices on top-of-the-line inventory, including Bridgestone, Cooper, Mastercraft, and so much more. Stop in 61074 Southgate Road in Cambridge and see Chuck and Brandy. They're open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or visit their Facebook page at 209 Tire.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. Pregame continues here. Our Mass Tire pregame brought to you by Mass Tire in Pleasant City. Bill Kafury, John Valentine, BK, JV, CC in the house tonight, engineering and directing our live stream. Hopefully you're taking advantage of that. And certainly if you have any issues tonight with being able to watch or view or anything, you can tweet at John Valentine. I don't think that's it.
No, it is.
Might be some other John Valentine.
If you're going to tweet, it's Bobcat QB.
There you go, Bobcat.
But you can text me if you want.
Yeah, or text him.
Either one's fine.
Tell him if you know some Bobcat history. We might even have a special.
Oh.
Wait, I'm
giving it
teasing.
away.
No, there's something special at halftime tonight that's going to happen. So
just a teaser.
I'm just not telling anybody, but don't go get popcorn at halftime.
Dangle that carrot.
You're not going to want to miss that. But Cats and the Purple Riders.
We do have it fixed on the scoreboard.
It is
now.
fixed. They were the Raiders momentarily. Now they're the Riders.
Thinking about
technology. We're trying to do too many things.
Yeah.
Apparently, somebody got a magic marker and some whiteout and
we're
fixed
ready to
it.
roll now.
Pre-game continues here. As we were talking a little bit a moment ago about a lot of the things that the Cats need to improve on, certainly last week. And it's been an Achilles heel off and on at times this year with penalties and especially late in the game last week when they needed stops and they got a couple of penalties, one that cost them a turnover that could have turned the game around. And so those kinds of things are things certainly I'm sure they've addressed. But you do what you do best, and the Cats have thrown the ball exceptionally well. Caden Moore holds virtually every record that you can hold as a quarterback, for his career and certainly in the season. And he's got a stable of guys that can catch it and run.
Yeah, Caden on the year is completing 74% of his passes. So, he's obviously
that's just an unbelievable number.
It really is, and considering what he was the first 3 games, it was like 92%. I mean, so he struggled the last couple games because we've had a little bit better opponents, but they've also been able to game plan against him. And what they've been able to find is they got to put pressure on him. You can't have an accurate quarterback, confident, standing in the pocket, just looking around at receivers that can get open. So you got to put pressure on him. And so he's seen a lot more pressure the last couple of weeks. I would assume that's going to be how defenses are going to come at him the rest of the season. But, yeah, he's having still statistically a pretty good year. He's 16 TDs, 1 pick. Now, the 1 pick was a huge one last week. And but the consistency that he's had, averaging 250 yards a game through the air, is certainly what the Cats need. And, as you said, he's got some guys he can get it out to. I mean, Devin Ogle on the outside is leading the team with 371 yards and 32 receptions, 5 TDs. And Davion Barr, who's been kind of quiet the last couple weeks, actually leads the team with 6 receiving TDs. So, those are your 2 guys on the outside that usually are going to give the defenses the most problems. But then all of a sudden, let's say you double those guys and you get on them and don't let them down the seam. Then you got Owen Feldner, Xander Caldwell. You got guys on the outside, Trey Stottsbury, that can, and Bo Stottsbury, he's done a really good job here lately since Valentine's been out to make up for his production. So you've got 5 guys that you can get the ball to at any time. So as long as Caden can have a couple seconds to be able to set his feet, scan the field, he's going to give defensive problems all the time.
Well, and that to that point, that's one of the things Cambridge came out and did last week is try to throw the ball quicker, get those quick outs, get those quick slants. And countering that, Bel Air came up and started pressing the line of scrimmage and making it a little bit more difficult to do that.
Yep.
And that led to the 1 pick 6, and then you hold the ball a little bit longer and you get pressure. And one of the things Caden's done well, and he is the leading rusher for the Bobcats too. He can tuck that ball and take off with it, but you prefer that he throw it. And so we might maybe see a couple of new things that the Cats do to try to get guys open quicker and get him a chance to throw the ball down the field a little bit more.
Yeah. I would think that, after watching the film, and I watch the film just as much as anybody else does, to be able to see tendencies and see how the defenses react to some certain things. And what Bel Air did last week was great adjustment after that first drive. But the one thing that they left open is they were blitzing those linebackers, and the one thing that was open was the middle of the field. So I would assume that, the Cats are going to try to hit more of those intermediate routes, that 10 to 15-yard range, to give Caden some flexibility and some comfort and build that confidence. And then when they start sneaking up to take that away, then you hit the big ones. And last week we were just trying to push the ball downfield, I think, a little bit too much.
One of the things, too, that the Cats could improve upon is being able to run the ball when you have to.
Yeah.
That puts a lot more pressure on the defense if you can run the ball successfully. And they've had some spurts of being able to do that this year. Trey Stottsbury in the backfield especially has been very effective, but it's something Cambridge hasn't really hung its hat on this year.
Well, Trey averages over 5 yards a carry. So, yeah, he's been effective when he gets the ball. But you're right. I mean, it kind of goes back to the line. I mean, size doesn't mean everything, but basically about every game Cambridge is going to be outsized. Now, again, you make up for that with quickness, moving your feet. You don't have to be a big guy to be able to move your feet. You might have to be a big guy to push some other guys around, and I think that's the biggest issue. But the Cats are still effective on the ground, and you're right. If you can win the line of scrimmage, you're going to win a heck of a lot of high school football games.
Yeah, if you look at the defensive front for the Purple Riders, they go 215, 260, 240, and then 180 in their front four, and a four-man down front there: Alex Reese, Travis Trout, Matthew Collette, and Johnny McFarland. So they've got some pretty good size there. Cats just don't have the size offensively to line up there and blow people off the ball, but it becomes a more of a finesse and a quicker offense, and it is. Cambridge has literally 5 guys that if they get a couple of steps on you, you're not going to catch them unless you have a really good angle. So as you had alluded to, Devin Ogle gets a lot of single-man coverage on that one receiver side, but, Xander Caldwell and Owen Feldner, both Stottsberries and Davian Barr all have great speed. And one of the things that Cambridge has been blessed with all year, knock on wood someplace, is there haven't been a lot of drops. You put the ball on those guys' chest, and Caden done that, they're going to catch it and go.
Yeah, absolutely. So it really boils down to being able to take advantage of that athleticism, get the ball to those guys in space, bring the defense up to try to take away that short route, then hit the big one down the sidelines with Owen or with Ogle on the other side. The guys that can catch the ball, and Caden's pretty darn accurate. So as long as the offensive line can give him a couple extra seconds, Caden's going to make the right decision more times than not.
Bobcats are going to start out with the ball tonight as Martins Ferry won the toss and will defer Hunter Williams, Silvis Fisher, Angelo Rocker, Connor Moblini, Caden Dillon across that front 5. And again, we talked a little bit about how guys have, because of injuries and stuff, have been. That's not the same 5 that started the season, and it's been a work in progress. But Sean Harrington, you probably see him pop in and out of there. Vincent Lopez is going to get a chance to play there as well. Caden Mort, quarterback, and then all the other guys that work anywhere from a 5 wide set. We came out last week, I should say. Cambridge came out and did 5 wide the first series. I mean, they had Ogle and both Stottsberries, Caldwell, and Barr all spread wide, and they had great success just going right down the field and scoring. And it took a while for Bel Air to adjust to that. They did, and it became a little bit more of a defensive struggle from that point on. But we talked about where both these teams are now with the chance to make the playoffs. The Cats still in a position to control their own destiny, but the schedule ahead isn't any easier than the one behind.
No, it's going to tighten up for sure as we move forward with Union Local St. Clairsville, lurking not far away. And you certainly don't want to look ahead, right? But you got to win the game in front of you is most important. But as we sit today, Cambridge has dropped to number 13. Now remember, the top 16 make the playoffs. They're sitting at number 13 as we speak today. And the reason, they have 3 wins, but the reason they're so far down and 4th or 5th on the list of 3-win teams is because the teams that they've beaten haven't beaten anybody else. So they're not getting those second-level points. I think Indian Creek has a win, and I think maybe Meadowbrook has a win, and that's it. So, that's really where they're deficient on the point standpoint. But, on the other side of the fence, Martins Ferry, again, they are 2-3 as they sit right now, and today they sit at number 20. So this is a huge game for them, and again, the second level points.
Yep.
You know, they have an opportunity to get some second level points with a win tonight too.
I want to thank a lot of our sponsors tonight, including our pregame sponsor, Mass Tire, but Wayne Garage Door, Galaxy Pizza, Papa John's, 209 Tire, Guernsey County Children's Services, Doan Ford, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green Insurance, Southeastern Med, Abel's Inc., Valentine Insurance, and AMG Vanadium all made tonight's broadcast possible to bring to you. Bobcats facing the Purple Riders, Cats in their home blue jerseys. Lights click on just on cue, and the Riders in their road white jerseys with a little gray on the pants and the purple helmets and trim. All of our kickoffs tonight brought to you by Valentine Insurance on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge, and got everybody uptight expecting some kind of a squib kick here to start things off, JV.
Yeah, just one guy back deep, and that's Owen Feldner.
And it will be a squib over the head of one of the top guys, and Feldner will pick it up to 33, bounce it to the outside, and get out of bounds. So pretty good field position for the Bobcats in their opening possession out about beyond the 35-yard line. And that was a little bit different look to get things started.
Yeah, and thankfully Hunter Williams didn't get a lot of space between the turf and his cleats because he went up to get that
almost touched it.
And he almost got a hold of it.
That might not have been a good thing.
No.
The Bobcats will take the field starting from their own 37-yard line. And immediately a 3-by-1 set. Ogle, the wide receiver, split alone to the right. And Stottsbury will join Moore in the backfield. 4-man defensive front. Direct snap, handoff straight ahead. Stottsbury, middle of the line. And not much there on that first down carry. Matthew Collette, 240-pound senior, right in the middle of that, and it will be no gain, 2nd and 10. Right back to the line of scrimmage come the Bobcats. And Moore will look to his left, under pressure, flush to his right, will tuck it and run and get a couple out near the 40-yard line. And a lot of single coverage on defense that time as they brought about 5 or maybe 6 defensively to flush him out of there. And again, as you mentioned in the pregame, don't give him time to throw, and that was a successful strategy on that play.
Absolutely. And a lot of times Caden will be able to get some yards with his feet. That time the defense closed really well.
Showing blitz, but they'll back out of it. Moore rolls to his left, fires it out in that left flat, and a diving catch made. Bo Stottsbury out across the 45, and
he's signaling first down.
They're signaling first down, but where they're marking the ball, it's going to be just shy of the first down.
Yeah, they're giving
4th, and they told him to move the sticks, and they are going to move the sticks.
Well, there's some confusion down there. He did tell him to move it.
Yeah, the initial signal was to move it, and the Cats will have 1st and 10. And the handoff straight ahead, Trey Stottsbury into the secondary, and he'll have 9, maybe 10 more. All of our first downs for the Bobcats tonight brought to you by WB Green Insurance. There's 2 right there.
Yeah, Trey Stottsbury had a great game last year down in Martins Ferry on the ground. Look for him to obviously try to build on that momentum.
Another quick first down. 1-by-4 receiver set to the right side. Moore fires it down the middle, has a man high, jumping opportunity for Davian Barr, but he had a defender there with him. And the defender, I think, just maybe blocked his eyesight a little bit more than anything because Davian got a hand on it but couldn't pull it down.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to get up as high as Davian will. And he went up to get it. I think you're right. Either maybe he just tipped it a tad, or I think his hand just got in Davian's face.
And we mentioned in our pregame where the Bobcats may start to use the middle of that field a little bit more. That was an opportunity right there. 2nd down and 10. 2 running backs in the backfield. Handoff Stottsbury left side. Try to bounce it to the outside. Will lose yardage. George Halsey. First contact that time, and a loss all the way back out to the Ferry 47-yard line. So the Cats facing 3rd down and about 13. Will continue to spread the field. 3 to the right. Ogle split wide to the left. Stottsbury in the back offset right of Moore. And he'll quickly throw it into that right flat. That is completed out there. Bo Stotsbury will haul it in and get forward inside the 45, maybe the 43. And it will be 4th down. So the Bobcats have lost both punters this year. And Jake Valentine early, and then last week, Andy Ogle. And they will show no signs of punting here. 3 wide to the left. And 1 to the right, 4th and 9 from the 42. And Moore will catch it, roll to his left, look that way. Now reversed and then punted away. And that one will hit and take a backward bounce. So running away from his dominant foot and then reversing field, he decided that since there was nothing there, he would punt it away, but only about a 5-yard punt. So the Cats will punt the ball. They've done that sometimes on that rugby-style punt. That one not very successful. And the Purple Riders will take over at their own 37-yard line. No score, 8:59 left of the opening period.
A name that you're going to say a lot tonight is quarterback number 5, Aiden Ludoff. Sophomore, started as a freshman last year, but did not play in the game against the Cats down in Martins Ferry. But he's got a nice touch on his deep ball, and they like to throw the ball deep to.
He's a lefty.
To Hors and to Fox. He is a lefty.
Yeah,
but
they
he
got 4 guys in the backfield out of the shotgun, but they're basically running a power I, handing off to the deep back. So the only thing that changed in that play from what we saw last week is they took a shotgun snap. Hunter Williams on the stop for the Bobcats.
You'll see Ludoff out of the backfield quite a bit. He'll use those lead blockers in a lead situation around the
Kevin
end.
Williams, the deep back in that eye. 180-pound sophomore. A lot of sophomores sprinkled in this lineup for the Riders, who face a 2nd and 8. Again, the power look, but the pass out of it. And that one completed and breaking free all the way down the right sideline. And that may be 6, Landon Juarez, and it will be a touchdown. Just one-on-one coverage, and Landon Juarez for a 60-yard plus TV.
Well, if you're going to play one-on-one coverage, you got to make sure you can make that tackle. That was a great throw, catch, really, and run by Hors there. He was able to get down the sideline with some speed.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
It goes 6'4", 215. And on for the extra point attempt, Connor Probst. Dylan Ward on the hole, awaiting the snap. It's a good one. He puts it down, and the kick short and off the mark. So 6-0. Martins Ferry on a 3-play drive that covers 63 yards. We're going to take a break. More football coming up on BNV right after this.
This is Russ Abels. Summer's winding down, but did you know this is actually the perfect time to upgrade your air conditioning? Because at Abels, the end of the season means an amazing deal. Call us now. We have system financing, and with incentives and extra add-ons available, the savings really add up. It's a great opportunity. Our best offer of the season on a new high-efficiency system. Call Abels for your new air conditioning system now. These savings will end soon.
Back at McFarland Stadium, our scoreboard update brought to you by Papa John's Pizza, 6-0. Martins Ferry and our Valentine Insurance kickoff ready to get right after it as it is 6-0 Ferry, and another squib kick that scoots through and into the hands of Owen Feldner inside the 25. Had to go back and pick it up, has it out to the 30, breaks it to the outside, 40, 45, and a flag way behind that play is going to negate a pretty good return. And again, we alluded to the flag situation before the game and how the Cats have a tendency to hurt themselves, and it's going to be the case here again.
Yeah, just from this vantage point, it looked like a legal block to me. There were 2 guys trying to block one guy, so maybe the guy got him in the back before the guy got him in the front.
Flag thrown at the 35-yard line.
No, he called a blindside block.
Blindside block on the Bobcats. So 7:56 left here in the opening period. Cambridge down 6-0. A quick strike by the Riders. missed extra point. Cambridge with its second opportunity to start a drive, although this one from their own 20-yard line. Cats 2-by-2 receiver set. Bobbled snap by Moore as it went right through his hands. Was going to be a running play, and he attempted to follow the running back through the hole. Won't get much there, so one mistake leads to another as the Cats will start this drive with a negative play and face 2nd and 11. 3 wide to the right. Ogle split to the left. Moore takes a snap, looks to the right, throws it quickly, has a man, and quickly covered up out there is Bo Stotsberry, but he'll fight for yardage out near the 25-yard line. Stotsberry doing that all on his own. Got about 6 or 7 there, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
Bo's a pretty tough kid. He's not going to go down easy, that's for sure.
Cats will flip the formation 3 wide to the left. Ogle split to the right now, 3rd and 5 from their own 25. Man-to-man coverage on the outside, and the blitz on his way. Moore will fire it down the right sideline. Has Ogle there, reaches up, pulls it down near midfield. And an over-the-shoulder grab, Devin Ogle that time, and he had good coverage on him. But he was able to get the head around, find the ball, and give the Cats a much-needed first down, brought to you by WB Green Insurance.
Great touch on that play, and, of course, Mr. Hands, Devin Ogle, no problem reeling that in.
Dropped it in the bucket. Cats now at the 49 of the Riders, on the move again. Straight ahead give. Stotsberry pops it through secondary, 40, 35, pops it to the outside, still on his feet inside the 20. Switches the ball to the outside arm and inside the 10, finally brought down. Jackson Cart. But it was Stotsberry showing that running game, and again, that's what we talked about pregame, was the Cats establishing some run, take a little bit of the heat off that pass rush, and you couldn't ask for anything better right there. Another WB Green first down.
You know, that's Trey's longest run of the season, a 44-yarder.
1st and goal, 8-yard line. Stotsberry still in the backfield, and a pistol set off to the left side. Feldner across in motion. They'll fake it to him. Hand off Stotsberry. A lot of penetration on that play. He'll not get back to the line of scrimmage. Alex Finsley on the stop that time. That play took a long time to develop, and Cats unable to hold the water up front. So 2nd and goal now from the 10-yard line. 2 wides left and right. Moore and Stotsberry in the backfield. And again, they give Stotsberry straight ahead, and he'll struggle to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And Halsey once again on the stop. So Cambridge facing now a 3rd down and goal just inside the 10-yard line. Cats have run it twice down here. And in this situation, certainly got to expect that to change this time down. Like, who knows, though, right?
Well, yeah.
Change your tendencies a little bit.
Yeah, and don't forget you have Lucas Parsons in your back pocket. So getting the ball to the middle of the field would probably be a real good idea here if you are going to run it.
3 wide to the right. Moore will roll that way. Looks maybe to run. Nope, throws it corner of the end zone. Had a man right at the sticks, and a diving attempt that time by Owen Feldner off his hands. And incomplete. And as you said, here comes Lucas Parsons. Plenty of leg on the little guy. Certainly within his range. This will be the angle, though. Parsons, a senior soccer-style kicker, will put the tee down at the 16-yard line, left hash. A 26-yard attempt for Parsons. Snaps there, the hold's down, the kick is up, and it is good. Slides inside that right upright. So the Bobcats on the board, 4:56 mark of the first period, and it is 6-3. Martins Ferry will be back in 30 seconds.
I was sitting in my car.
Whether you are experiencing pain in your knee, tingling in your fingers, or a sore back, Superior Med Orthopedics is here for you. Their patients' health and safety is their top priority, and they currently offer telehealth visits for your initial appointment. Take comfort in knowing when you come to their facility, they're following all protocols to ensure you remain safe. Find out all their team offers by visiting seormc.org today to learn more.
Back at McFarland Stadium, scoreboard update brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. 6-3 Cats. 6 plays, 80 yards, capped off by the 26-yard Parsons field goal. Cats defense, our offense stalled a little bit throughout that drive. Big play was the pass from Moore to Ogle. It was a Valentine Insurance kickoff. Parsons will approach this one and boom it deep. This one's going to bounce a couple of times and into the end zone. No return on this one, as Lucas Parsons got all of that one.
He didn't have a real large leg, but it's a big leg. Does that make sense?
You can explain that on the telestrator, right?
If I had one, Cooper's supposed to bring me one. Man, I'd have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons we haven't gotten one yet.
That's a good reason.
The Riders, leading by 3, will start out their second possession from their own 20-yard line. Cats got to be a little bit more aware, even though Martins Ferry's come out a couple of times in a power look in the backfield, and they are there again. The guy that splits wide, Landon Horace, has been a problem for them here early. 6'5", he can run, and they'll flip that power eye off to the left side. Williams, the deep back. He'll have it here. Jitterbug his way outside. 20, 25, still on his feet near the 30, and out of bounds. Devin Williams. A difficult guy to corral that time, and he got enough to move the sticks there. First down for the Riders.
Yeah, Williams is their go-to guy in the backfield if you don't consider Ludolph to be that guy. So he's their number 1 running back. They will definitely try to feed him the ball. Last year at Ferry, it was George Halsey who's kind of moved to more of a fullback position this year. 2
blocking backs ahead of Ludolph. Takes the snap, follows Williams through the hole this time, and he'll reverse his direction and get it out across the 35, give him the 37. So that power look offensively for the Riders. You got to watch some film this week, and watching film on the Riders, did they show you this look offensively some?
Yeah, they're going to do a lot of different misdirections in the backfield as well. They'll run a boot off of that too to get Ludolph some space. They'll do a lot of different things with that look in the backfield. However, I think you can tell what their goal is here. After watching some film on Cambridge the last couple of weeks, they want to run the ball and try to pound it.
Again, their power eye in the backfield. Ludolph handing off straight ahead. That one to Jackson Cart. And Cart close to the line to gate. They had to get across the 40-yard line, and he's very close to the marker right there. And the line judge has him just short of that mark. As Owen Feldner checks back in for the Bobcats, Reed Johnson. 3:56 left here in the opening period, 6-3. Martins Ferry on top of Cambridge. And the Riders on the move again. 3rd and 1 from their own 40. Ludolph, a little motion across this time out of one of those up backs. And again, the handoff deep back. Williams pounds the middle, and he'll have enough to move the sticks again. 1st and 10 from the 43.
Again, Ferry the last couple of weeks has seen Bel Air and Indian Valley do the exact same thing. Pound the ball, 3-4 yards a pop, run the clock, and don't let Cambridge's offense back on the field.
Trey Stotsberry on the stop defensively for the Cats, but again, Ferry doing what the Cats have seen a couple of teams do to them in the last couple of weeks, just pound it and pound it. And if you lose focus, they'll go to the guy on the outside. Landon Horace will split wide to the right. He'll draw single coverage, Davian Barr. Now, Ogle will check that way as well as they check him on the stop and go. Barr there this time, and he'll haul it in. No, in and out of his hands as Horace had to play defender. And good defensive coverage that time by Davian Barr. He held his position pretty well.
Yeah, he played off a little bit that time and was reading Ludolph too, because Ludolph was trying to do a little pump and go action there. And yeah, Davion, great coverage. Just needs to haul that in.
He had inside help that time on any inside cut as he had Ogle over there. And now for the first time tonight, we'll see on a 2nd and 10, a 4 wide look, 3 to the right. Ludolph looking that way in motion.
Yep.
And it looks like the Riders might be signaled for a illegal procedure. It is.
Yep. One of the running backs in the backfield. I think he said 2, so that'd been Halsey. He was inching forward before the snap, and they saw him.
For the first time, we've seen Martins Ferry come out of that power look And now second and long, we'll probably see that happen again. They had 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Cats making adjustments defensively. Now they'll go 2 by 2. Ludolph in the backfield. And he'll hand it off straight ahead. Halsey into the middle of that line, has about 6 before he's hauled down by the Bobcats. Cody Quillen and Stottsbury. So third down and about 8 from their own 45-yard line. 2.5 left here in the opening period. Riders on top 6-3, trying to keep a drive alive. Started at their own 20. And again, 3 wides right, 1 to the left. Ludolph in the backfield, facing third and long. Takes the snap, fires it out in that left flat. Has his man Horace there with Barr, and Barr will wrestle him to the ground here, but Horace that time running off the defender and the comeback route enough for the first down as he battled for a little bit more down to the Cambridge 42. And the Raiders' third first down of this drive.
Yeah, they like to do that a lot. They'll put Horace, similar to what we do with Devin Ogle, on one end by himself. And Horace basically has that size matchup in every game, and they'll like to throw that deep ball to him. So
3 by 1, Horace off to the left. They'll hand it off Halsey inside, and he'll pop it through. Bo Stottsbury will drag him down, but not until Halsey has about 8 on that first down carry. Cats will make a line change with the front 3 under the 2-minute mark, and Martins Ferry with an impressive drive here from their own 20. They've mixed it up pretty good.
Yep. And you haven't seen Ludolph run the ball yet.
Save that for a special need, right? Mm-hmm. They'll go back into the power look. Horace split wide to the left. He is at 6'5". He is a big target. And motion again as Halsey comes to the right handoff deep back. Williams met at the line of scrimmage and spins away from the first defender. That was Chris Burgess. And that spin move got him enough to move the sticks again down to the 29-yard line.
5 carries so far for Williams. 31 yards, leads the Ferry Purple Riders.
17 for 1 play. Please set the play clock to 25 seconds. Thank you.
Bobcats again. One of the things we talked about, I think maybe last week, was Cambridge's the propensity to tackle high, and that was a perfect example there. Burgess came in, tried to tackle high, and the spin move got him away from him. So 1 receiver wide right, toss sweep coming to the right side as well. And that's not going to garner too much there as Cart tried to get to the edge. Good pursuit by the Cats and a flag at the end of that play. And Ferry's walking backwards.
40, offense number 2. 10-yard penalty.
And that will indeed be the call, holding penalty. That one on the lead back, George Halsey. So back him up 10. Second penalty on the Riders in this drive.
And into the game for the Purple Riders, number 7, Baron Lucy, who sat out last week, got injured in the St. Clairsville game. Good to see the young man get an opportunity to get back on the field.
And he's a pretty good one.
Yeah, he's a big part of their offense.
Ludolph takes the snap, looks to his left, and under pressure, the Cats come in and sack him. Connor Mobilini. Big sack there for the Bobcats. So you tack on another 8-10 loss on top of the penalty. Cambridge has Martins Ferry going backwards. Facing now second in about 25.
Yeah, that's the advantage for having Connor Mobilini at that defensive end position. You know, he's never going to be the biggest guy on the field, but, man, he is quick and he is aggressive.
Purple Riders will make that the last play of the first quarter. We will too. 6-3. Martins Ferry. We'll be back right after this.
I was sitting in my car, and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood, and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio, I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Back at McFarland Stadium, period 2 underway now, 6-3. Riders on top, and they face a second and long from the Cambridge 44-yard line. 3 wides left, and the handoff straight ahead. Halsey Bobcats were expecting that. Nothing doing here. Hunter Williams sniffing that one out. Vincent Lopez there as well. Third and long.
Yes, long. Third and, 30, 25?
Pretty close to that. Ferry had the ball at the Cambridge 29, a penalty and a couple of sacks here in back-to-back plays. Ludolf to the sideline quickly had the play. Only about 10 left on the clock. Play clock as they'll hustle the line. 3-by-1 look out of the gun. Ludolf back to pass. Looks down the middle of the field. Fires it in the left flat there to the 29-yard line. And that one is completed. Matthew Fox on the reception. Got about half the yardage needed. Maybe a little bit more than that. Brings up 4th down and 8. So Ludolf plenty of time that time to throw the ball. And he had another big receiver. Fox goes about 6'3" and 175, and pretty easy to find guys that are that big running around
Sure
out
is.
there. And he was just stationary. He just went, turned around at about 15 yards, and there he was.
Yeah, and that's what you do. You cut it down in half, so at least you got an opportunity to convert here on
He'll
4th.
split wide to the right, or is to the left. Ludolf looking that way now, flushed from the pocket. He's going to have to run, and he's going nowhere. Cats getting the big sack here, coming off the edge. Xander Caldwell. How many times have we called his name with some big plays for the Bobcat defense, especially when they bring him off the edge. And that time, running Ludolf down for the sack, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Yeah, big defensive stop there by Cambridge. Gave up, quite a bit of yardage on that particular drive, but stepped up when they needed it.
14-play drive, gets nothing, and the Cats will take over at their own 28-yard line. 1st and 10, trailing 6-3. Cambridge will spread the field 2-by-1, and a timeout taken by the Bobcats. So 10:25 still to go here in this opening half. 6-3 your score. We'll take the 30-second break and be back right after this.
Are you looking for a career path with a growing company? AMG Vanadium is actively recruiting for its Cambridge and Zanesville plants. Come join a company with a strong environmental purpose and commitment to community. To learn more, visit AMG's website at amg-v.com/careers. AMG offers a competitive wage and benefit package. Applications are currently being accepted.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 10:25 left in the opening half, 6-3. Purple Riders on top of the Bobcats. Cambridge with the big defensive stop, although a 14-play drive by Ferry ate up a lot of that clock to begin this period. And the Cats trying to see if they can't get something started here. Cambridge has had the ball twice, moved it both times, but only has a field goal to show for it. 2 backs in the backfield along with Caden Moore, and he'll hand off. Trey Stotsberry, who's had some success pounding that middle tonight. This time, not so much.
Stotsberry on the carry.
Collette, the
Coletti on the tackle.
tackler for the Riders. As the Cats will spread the field. 1 receiver to the left, 3 short-sided to the right. Stotsberry stays in at the pistol this time. And the run option left side, flip back. Stotsberry on the pitch to the 30 and across the 30 out near the 35. Defense did a pretty good job of stretching that one out. We've seen that play where Moore has the option. He can keep it, he can pitch it back, he can throw it.
Yep.
And that time electing to pitch it back. Stotsbury picked up about 7. And the Cats will spread the field 3 wide to the right, 2 to the left. 5 out there, and a quick pump to the left sideline, and Ogle will pull that down. Much as we saw Landon Horace for the Riders, Devin Ogle for the Bobcats does that same thing. As he runs the defense off, comes back to it, and another WB Green Insurance first down for the Cats. Out to the 40-yard line. 4 wides. Moore this time looking to his right, firing it out high to Barr over his head. Pretty good coverage that time. Hustling in there, Lucy came up from his defensive back spot, but that ball well overthrown for Barr. And I think kind of the product of Moore having that clock in his head saying, okay, I can't hold it forever here.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough pass, too. Clear across the field to be able to hit that accurately. And if he doesn't, that's 6 the other way.
2nd and 10, 2-by-2, and the handoff straight ahead. Trey Stotsbury battling his way across the 45 near midfield, just shy of the line to gain. He needed 10. He got about 9. And the Cats facing 3rd and 1 here. 8:58 clock running. 6-3 Riders. Cambridge on the move again. Short yardage, 3rd down situation. Bobcats show 4 wide, Moore to pass, flushed out of the pocket to his right, looked down the field, has a man right in the middle, Bo Stotsbury, and that's just a long handoff as Bo pulls it down, and it'll scoot ahead, another WB Green Insurance first down, and that time utilizing the middle of the field.
There you go, buddy. I mean, you know, that the middle of the field is open more than any other place, right? Because the defense is flying all over the place, and they forget about those guys crossing the middle.
3-by-1 look this time, 1st and 10. Moore rolls to his left. This time, saw the pressure coming, just tucked it and got what he could, but that'll be a loss. Back near the 46-yard line. Cambridge on that first down play. Trying to roll out, and Ferry doing a pretty good job containing. They're not going to let him have the edge. Once he pulls it up inside that pocket, it just collapsed. Loss of 5, 2nd and 15.
Impressed so far with Ferry's defense, how they've been able to game plan here to slow the Cats' offense down.
2-by-2 look this time, 2nd and long. Moore, handoff straight ahead. Stotsbury into the secondary. He'll get the lost yardage back and then a couple down near the 38. Just one linebacker in that set as the Cats get the defense spread out. They only had one guy at that second level, and Stotsbury able to get on him pretty quick. 3rd down. Call it 6. Cats probably in 4-down territory here. Under 8 to play. Rolling to his right. Moore looking down the field. Fires it across the middle. That one tipped up in the air and then down. And Davian Barr nearly had his head separated from his body that time. And good coverage. Looked like Probst on the coverage that time from the safety spot, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, really lucky that ball wasn't picked. After it bounced off of Davion, that ball went up in the air probably 7-8 feet. Luckily, the Riders couldn't get to it.
7:14, clock stop, 6-3 Riders. Cats are going to look at a 5-wide set here. And brings up man coverage on the outside. Moore looks to his left, fires it out in that left flat, and a contested ball there behind his intended receiver, Ogle. Good coverage that time by Tevin Williams, and the Cats turn it over on down. So both teams mount a pretty good drive, but both of them come up short of the score zone. And it stays 6-3. So Ferry will take over at their own 37.
It'd have been nice to see on 3rd down there instead of trying to pick up 15 to get the first down. Just get what you can get, you know, 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 6, I'm sorry, is what it was. You know, try to get 3 or 4 yards. You know you're going for it on 4th down anyway.
1st and 10 for the Riders, who lead at 6-3, 7:08 left in the first half. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, and under center for the first time. Ludolph backwards pass. Lucy under pressure, throws it down the field, has a man, and into the hands of his receiver. Completed. Alex Reese coming from the backside tight end spot. And Reese, a big target, 6'5", 215-pound sophomore, and Reese just loping down the field has the first down and a big gain inside the red zone of the Bobcats, 650 and counting. You talked about Lucy and his athleticism and all the things that he can do. You can see how they set up in a first time that they've actually run the quarterback under the center, and a long lateral and a double pass.
Yeah, great execution there by Lucy to be able to put that ball right on the money, and Reese is a huge
Back
target.
into the power look. Play action, and again the man open. Reese wide open in the end zone, and that's completed for a touchdown from 16 yards out. Ludolph finds Reese. So again, the Riders strike through the air, and again it's 6 points. Ludolph finding Reese.
Yeah, reward the guy for getting 52 yards on the previous play. Go back to him and reward him with the TD. Great play action, and I told you Ludolph's got a touch on it. He can throw that ball.
So the Riders extend their lead and will go for two. Having missed the earlier one, they'll take a timeout to discuss their options. We'll take that as well. 6:25 left here in the first half. Martins Ferry on top, 12-3. We'll be back in a moment.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
Back at McFarland Stadium, and the countdown continues. Of Martins Ferry Purple Riders at the Cambridge 3 for the extra point attempt. Leading 12-3, taking a timeout to figure this one out. Get my proverbial weekly text message. My granddaughter watching Grandpa. And Bobcat football.
There you go.
Ludolph out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, look to the corner of the end zone, then try to get free. Nothing doing there. Hunter Williams grabbing him and throwing him to the turf, so the try for two is no good. And the Bobcat trail 12-3, 6:25 left here in the first half. More football coming up on 93.5 BNV and YPRtv right after this.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Back at McFarland Stadium, first half action continues, 12-3. Your scoreboard update brought to you by Papa John's Pizza in Cambridge. And another Valentine Insurance kickoff. Alex Finsley to kick off. Squibbed it a couple of times, does so again. This one over the head. One nice one-handed grab that time by Owen Feldner at his 25, working up the field, 30 up the right sideline, across the 40-yard line. So once again, the Cats with pretty good field position. And what we've seen Cambridge do, 3 possessions now, JV, is they have moved the ball. They've gotten 2 first downs in every drive, but they have not been able to dent the end zone other than the field goal.
Yeah, and it's not so much that, other than not trying to get a little bit more on that last third down, but I think it's mostly because Ferry is playing really good defense right now. They're taking some lanes away for the receivers, and they are definitely stepping up and stopping the run.
Moore's going to spread the field 5 wide. First and 10 from zone 43. Back to pass. Looking down the field. Now flushed from the pocket. Got away. Pump faked it to the sideline, and he goes down as he gives ground all the way back near the 28-yard line. So Moore got away from the initial rush, looked to throw the ball away, then did not, and gave ground all the way back near the 28-yard line. That will be a loss on the play of about 15 yards.
Yeah, I got 15 yards. He tried to throw it a couple times, but just felt like he had too much pressure on him and didn't want to get it knocked away.
Trying to do too much, maybe, huh?
Yep.
So the Cats here, second and very long, 2 wideouts, 2 backs in the backfield with Moore. He'll look to his right, flip it out, and have this one completed. Davian Barr up the right sidelines, and he'll get shoved out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him out at about the 32. A gain of about 8 on that play on just a swing pass. The first time we've seen Barr line up in the backfield and come out and catch the ball there. With his speed and athleticism, probably a good idea to get him the ball more. 3rd and long, about 15 here. Cats go 5 wide. Moore again back to pass. Fires it deep down the right sideline to Barr. That one on the sideline snagged away. Was it inbounds by Baron Lucy? And they'll say he caught that one, but out of bounds. And if we have a replay on that one,
well,
we do not.
The good news is there's no challenge flag.
There's no challenge flag in high school, so 3rd down play falls incomplete. And the Bobcats line up in an offensive set here, but with Moore in the backfield, they may punt the ball here. They typically would. Moore will back up, and he will step into this one. Back deep is Lucy, and you'll see this one bounce and take a Bobcat bounce inside the 20-yard line to the 18. So the Bobcats forced to punt the ball for the 2nd time tonight and give it up to the Riders, who lead it 12-3. 5:07 left here in the half, and the Riders have had 3 possessions. They've scored on 2 of them. The other was a 14-play drive that ended in the red zone and did not get points on the board. So they've moved the ball successfully every time they've had it.
Well, they've passed the ball successfully. I mean, Ludoff is 4 for 5 for 119 yards and 2 scores. I mean, running the ball, Williams, as I mentioned before, has 5 rushes, 31 yards. He leads the way, and Halsey has 3 for 14. So most of it's been through the air.
Or is wide to the right, power look in the backfield, offset to the right side, and it will be the keeper. This time, direct snap to Jackson Cart, and he'll take it out around the right side and push the pile out near the 26 or 7-yard line. The Riders have had good success running the ball tonight, and as you said a moment ago, real good success throwing it.
Yeah, they have pretty good balanced attack so far, and I think putting those extra guys in the backfield just gives them such an advantage to be able to have those 3 lead blockers, for goodness sakes. They're getting enough pressure up front, but then you throw 3 lead blockers in there too.
Reed Johnson for the Bobcats, one-on-one coverage on Juarez. This will be a run straight ahead. A little misdirection play that time. As the blockers went to the right, the runner to the left. Another Ferry first down.
Picks up a first down for the Riders.
And a pickup out across the 30, give them the 31. And the Riders have moved the sticks here in a couple of plays, and 4 minutes to go. They have a quick strike ability, but boy, they're just got the Bobcat defense on its heels now, not knowing whether it's run or pass.
Yeah, sure. And why get in a hurry? You still got 2 timeouts in your pocket. Keep getting 4 or 5 yards a carry and run some clock.
Power eye out of the gun. And again, direct snap to the quarterback. And again, that time with Jackson Cart. And he'll get about 4. That time he had 3 blockers ahead of him. Give him 5. 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, look, his last 3 carries have been 7, 4, and 5 yards, so they're not going to complain about that at all.
Can't get away from that. Cats bring in a couple more defensive linemen, 5 up front. And the pass out in the left flank. Orr's there, and Johnson quickly up on him. Got a little help from the inside. Devin Ogle saw that one coming. Gave that inside out help. And that was a gain out near the 40-yard line, but just shy, I think, of the line to gain. And it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, so Ludoff's been on the sidelines a lot, and they've had that direct snap to Williams. From a defensive standpoint, unless Lucy's in the game, who did play quarterback last year when we were at Ferry in place of Ludoff. Unless either one of them are in the game, you would expect run, right?
Ludoff in there, and he will go under center this time. Power eye behind him. Quarterback sneak, banging his way forward and just spun away from everybody. Nobody got hands on him. And he will spin for the first down. And the Riders keep the drive alive. Out across the 40, gives him the 43. And with 2:22 to go, Martin's Ferry, a fresh set of downs, leading 12-3.
Now, at some point, they are going to try to hit a big one here because the time is ticking down. They'd love to go into halftime with a 12-3 lead. I get it. But with the weapons that you have on the outside with Hors and Fox, I think a long, deep ball here to Hors might make sense.
Don't forget Reese lines up a tight end, but he's been pretty sneaky going down the field. This one, a handoff straight ahead. Cart on a little counter look. And off the right side, Cart out across the 45. Got about 4 or 5 that time. Clock continues to tick under 2 minutes. And you know, if you're on the sideline there, you're yelling. You got to be watching the pass here because it's
do not fall asleep.
50 yards to go, but don't get drawn into that play action. A flag on the play. I didn't see a flag.
Not either.
They're calling the chop block on the Riders. So that will back them up a little bit. If that changes strategy a little for Martins Ferry, is it will take them all the way back to their own 27-yard line. That's a huge penalty.
Jeez.
They were near midfield.
Yeah, in midfield where you could start to take advantage of the timeouts and try to push for another score. Don't think that'll happen here now.
Well, Ferry deferred on the opening kick, so they will get the ball to start the second half. 12-3, clock down to the 136 mark, wound back into play. Ludolph in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off, Cart right side, just puts his hand down and pushes his way forward, bouncing it to the outside, and finally spun down. Bo Stotsberry
on the carry
on the stop for the Cats. And that will stop the clock. We got a man down for the Cats, and now getting up,
Number 67 has to leave for
Sean Harrington. 1:16 mark as the clock stops there, 12-3. Cambridge maybe trying to get the ball back one more time. Facing the Riders facing 3rd and 23.
Thanks to Ryan Splenda, Martins Ferry fan since 1998, watching us on YouTube.
There you go.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of Ferry fans. We got another one, David Griffiths, class of 68 from Martins Ferry. Thanks for joining us there, David, too.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this.
That's right.
Clock continues to wind down here as they wind it back into play down to the 47-second mark. Ferry will continue to pound ahead, and the Cats will stop the clock here and take the timeout.
Cambridge with the tackle.
So with a timeout on the field, 40 seconds left in the half, we'll just keep it here. We'll be breaking soon enough. 12-3, Riders on top, facing 3rd and long here from their own 30. Just trying to get the clock to run. Cats do have one more timeout. They can stop the clock here to try to get it back. And, you know, we haven't talked much about it because it hasn't been a factor in the last couple games, but Cambridge has some pretty exciting punt returners when they get the ball in their hands. They scored a couple of times earlier this year.
Yeah, early in the season, they were hot for sure, and unfortunately, they just haven't had a lot of punts lately. the defense have just been giving up too many yards and some scores, and just haven't had those opportunities. So, yeah, if we could get an opportunity here to get a punt return, absolutely, that would change the momentum.
Ferry at 3rd and 22. Will spread the field here. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Direct snap, that's Lucy in the backfield, and you'll just go straight ahead and get tackled forthwith. Mobilini and Burgess on the stop. And the Cats will burn that last time out in hopes of at least having a chance to try to break something here before the halftime break. 12-3. Riders on top. The Cats will certainly talk a little bit about their strategy here. Cambridge is typically their two return guys have been Owen Feldner and Davian Barr, and both of them have been able to score touchdowns on special teams.
Yeah, and for that reason, I'd put them both back there. Cambridge is early in the season, they were kind of struggling with trying to figure out who to put back there. Sometimes there'd be two, sometimes there'd be one. I think you put them both back there. That way, one of them is definitely going to get the ball.
12-3 in a game that both offenses have, when we go over halftime stats, they've been pretty successful moving it up and down the field.
Right. That's why it's went pretty quick.
But we don't have as many points on the board as you might expect looking at all the first downs and yardage gained.
3 seconds, thank you.
Tevin Williams back in punt formation. And Barr and Feldner, as we thought, back to receive, stand at their own 35. And a flag comes in. Somebody moves somewhere.
Yep, he said false start.
So 5 more yards tacked on. I have on my 2D chart here, Connor Probst, the punter. Nope, Tevin Williams. You're right.
Oh, no.
Somebody put it on the defense.
My wife would tell you I'm never wrong.
Well, yeah, only mistaken. Williams back, high snap, goes up, gets it, boots it away, low liner. Feldner takes it and fumbles at the 50-yard line, still loose. And let's see who came up with it.
Ferry picked it up.
And it is Ferry. So with 23 seconds to go, and the Riders got a couple of timeouts, the Bobcat defense has to come back on the field. So the Riders come up with a big play there.
Well, back where they were before the penalty.
So 23 seconds left. They'll take advantage of that at the 47-yard line. And certainly we're going to see the ball get airborne here a little bit.
Boy, you would think from about the 50.
So 2 wide to the left, 2 to the right. And direct snap, Lucy. He'll just run it straight up the middle and have enough to get the first down. 10-yard gain down to the Bobcat 44. And did the ball get loose there?
Well, a couple Cambridge guys are signaling their ball, so.
And it is.
Wow.
And a fumble. And Trey Stotsberry comes out of there with it. So, hey, who knows what is going to happen next in high school football,
this
right?
Is why you tune in to YPRtv and watch the Cats. You just don't know.
12-3, Riders on top. 17 seconds left in the half. Riders certainly going to have 3 guys at least back deep, and they do. A little umbrella look there, but Cats bring in Xander Caldwell on the outside, Davian Barr to the right, Ogle and Stotsberry to the left. 3-man defensive front for Moore. No timeouts. Now Stotsberry in motion to the right side. Moore back to pass, looks down the field. Flushed out, fires it out ahead. That's completed to Barr. 40, 35, still loose down near the 30-yard line and brought down near the 25. 5 seconds left on the clock for the Bobcats. So not much time left, but the Bobcats able to make the best of it. And let's see, is this in the range of the clock stop?
Prior to the snap.
False start.
Yeah. Wow.
5-yard penalty.
Rushing up to.
I didn't see that flag, and they certainly didn't stop it prior to the snap, and so that Moore under center, takes the snap, kills it quickly, and
second down.
It is second down.
There is no runoff in high school.
So the Cats here got one more play to maybe try one in the end zone with 2 seconds to go. They'll spread the field a little bit here.
Start the play clock, please.
5 wide, Moore. checks the sideline to make sure everybody's on the same page here.
They're not. Everybody's a little bit confused and trying to get on the same page. Trying to reset the play clock, but it's set. So the play clock, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the game clock showing 1 second, so Cambridge will get one snap here.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2 seconds.
Or 2 seconds. They'll get 2 seconds.
Should be 3.
Just twice as many as 1.
On the first one, the penalty, it was 3 when they threw the first penalty. Either way, it's not going to matter 3 or 2.
Ferry's got 4 guys standing near the goal line. Bobcats with 5 wide. Back to pass Moore. Fires one deep left side. That one's a jump ball up and in and out of the hands. Davian Barr got a hand on it, but the defender there to knock it away, and the half has come to a close. And we stand at 12-3. Martins Ferry on top of the Bobcats. Stay tuned. We'll have stats, scoring, and a special halftime guest coming up right after these messages.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
At Wayne Garage Door, we are so much more than just garage doors. Our product offerings include entrance doors for both commercial applications as well as your home. Vinyl replacement windows and storm doors can also be found in our showroom. A Beam central vacuum system can help you clean up around your home or office. And let's not forget about our service department that is ready to repair your broken down door or opener. You can see why our company is so much more than just garage doors. Call Wayne Garage Door today at 740-439-7555.
Your home and your car are likely your 2 biggest investments. Protecting them from unexpected damage is a prime concern to WB Green Insurance. They are proud to represent Westfield Insurance, a financial service organization that provides insurance products for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers, along with personalized claim service that's fast and friendly. To learn how Westfield can help with your insurance needs, talk to WB Green Insurance today.
Are you looking for a way to make a positive difference in a child's life? Hi, my name is Alicia Mallett, and I'm the Foster Care Program Coordinator for Guernsey County Children's Services. There are children right here in your community who need a temporary or permanent home through foster care or adoption. Are you ready to be that home for them? For more information on how to become a foster or adoptive parent, please call 740-439-5555. The children in our community are counting on you.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
Welcome back. We are at halftime here at McFarland Stadium, and our halftime score 12-3 in favor of the Martins Ferry Purple Riders over the Bobcats. Halftime report brought to you by Galaxy Pizza tonight. And as I alluded to a couple of times, halftime we have a special guest tonight snuck in, and I don't know why you're here instead of down there dressing for the second half. There might be somebody need you down there.
Well, seeing this field gave me the juices to want to suit up.
Done it though.
Bring out the 36.
I think so. Doug Donnelly joining us tonight. Bobcat alum, Ohio State alum, Dallas Cowboy alum. You're just an alum of everything.
Well, it's, I was good in my day, but it's nighttime now. So
I can always count on you for a couple of them zingers. So I'll give you a chance to do that some more. So you're in Ohio, and you got to be here in Ohio for a reason. Tell everybody what's happening.
Well, it's
they don't know.
45th high school reunion, but I'm here every weekend, every home weekend for the Cincinnati Bearcats. My son plays there at Cincinnati, so
red shirt
freshman. Yep, and so it's a joy to come up here and watch him, and hopefully he's going to start getting some targets. And
got a little PT last week.
He did. Made a big play on special teams. He'd never played special teams before, so
just a return guy. But
yeah,
you did that. We talked a little bit before the game tonight that it's one thing to be the guy catching the ball and running, but when you're chasing other people around and they're chasing you to block you.
Yeah. They didn't have much chance.
They got to catch him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's he adapting to the college game and certainly getting stronger probably?
Yeah.
They make you do that.
He was worried about putting on some weight. He's put on about 17 pounds, and he actually got faster, more explosive out of that first 40 yards. So, yeah, he's loving it. He's strong. He loves the team down there. Great coaching staff. Loves Coach Fickle. Just a good culture. People talk about culture, but, talking about it and having it's two different things. And they've got a good culture down there. So he's happy.
Well, I'm assuming he's doing more than just playing football. There are probably classes involved in that. I don't know if there were at Ohio State when you were there, but there are now.
Yeah, there was. In the spring, I think, there was classes, I think. But, no, he's doing good in school. They so many classes are sometimes still virtual. He only has a couple in-person classes. But, yeah, he's got some good roommates, and he's just now looking for some targets once that ball in his hands.
Well, there's a lot of local people from the Guernsey County area that are in Cincinnati and in that area, but if he's been able to connect with a few of those folks that have ties back to the hometown here.
Oh, yeah. There's people coming down to games, and Deb and Tim go down with me, and so yeah, it's nice, and it'll be nice when they go into the Big 12 where some of the away games are closer to Texas.
Well, that's easier for you. I don't know about for them. But so that's good. I'm glad he's made that transition pretty well. But you've probably been to Cincinnati enough now that the good places to go eat and lots to do down there. My daughter just lives across the river, so I've been down there a few times, and it's a fun place to be.
It really is. I never went down to Cincinnati when I lived here. Went down to Kings Island a couple times, but. He played last week at Paul Brown Stadium, which that was fun. And, Cincinnati's a great city, so he's enjoying it.
So let's reflect a little bit. Bobcats playing Martins Ferry tonight. Did Cats play Ferry when you were in high school?
Mm-hmm. Now, what was that?
Martins Ferry?
Yep, I played against Martins Ferry.
So tell me what you remember from those games.
Well, I got hit in the head a few times, and I don't remember a lot, but I do remember people telling me about the time when I guess we were down in Ferry, and I don't know what the score was. I think they just scored, and they kicked it off and kicked it deep to me, and I took it back for a touchdown, and they were wondering why they kicked it off to me. But I don't remember that, but I've heard that story.
Yeah. You don't have those highlights on film anymore.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
And if they were, you couldn't see them.
I don't. And it's funny how you just don't remember everything that happened from those high school days.
I don't.
Now kids can just pull it up on their phone and show you every highlight, every play that they've made.
Yes.
It's probably a good thing we didn't have those available back then.
The only thing I remember from my high school really graphically is when Timmy Spencer knocked me out my senior game, my last game of my year.
And that's one of those things you don't really want to remember, but you do remember.
Exactly.
A lot of big games, and I see, living in the local area, you see a lot of folks and guys you played with and so forth, and some of the big games they remember, and the game that people always allude to is the McKinley game.
Yep.
Back and forth, and I don't know how many scores both teams had there, but I found that film in the coach's office years later, and it had been cut up, and all the highlights taken out of it for you to send to colleges.
Yeah. And
so you would watch a little bit and then see this picture of the scoreboard be, 21-14, and all of a sudden another picture of the scoreboard and it's 21-21, and boom, 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 and all the highlight reels of you scoring were gone. So that's what everybody wanted to see.
Yeah. Well, funny story. Ray Ellis, who was on that team, played at Ohio State, and when they came to recruit him at Ohio State, they said, hey, is there any players that you played against that he takes the credit for me going to Ohio State. They said, are there any players that you played against that you know, you would recommend us recruiting? He said, well, that skinny white kid from Cambridge, you know. And so he said that that's when they started to recruit me, and so I'm still indebted to Ray Ellis for saying that to him.
Well, that's when you know the story I always hear. You tell probably every time we talk was the story about being recruited by Woody, and of course Woody was certainly a unique man. There was nobody like him, but he came to the house one night, huh?
Yeah, he came first. He first came to basketball practice, and he's standing over there in basketball practice, and you know, I don't know, all the players saw him, and all of a sudden the intensity of basketball practice picked up, and guys are diving for balls, and Coach Joseph's like, what's going on? What got into these guys?
We don't do this
No. And so it's like, man, if you guys played like this every game. And, you know, Woody said he wanted to come to dinner, so I called my mom and said, hey, you know, we got some guests coming for dinner, so, you know, get cooking. And so she went to IGA and started making dinner. And so anyway, Woody came over with Alex Gibbs, who was recruiting the coach, and he coached in the NFL for a long time after that. But, yeah, we're just sitting there talking nothing about football, and then the phone rings, and my mom answers it and said, Doug, you might want to take this in the back bedroom. And so I excused myself and went in the back, and it was Bo Schembechler, and Bo was making this courtesy call saying, hey, you know, Doug, we would love for you to come to Michigan, and, you know, you have a great career, and, you know, just all the pleasantries. So I came back out and sat down, and at this point in time, I hadn't decided between Ohio State, Michigan, and Notre Dame. And I sat down, and Woody promptly asked me who was that on the phone, and I told him Coach Schembechler. And so he stood up real quick, invaded my space, got right in my face and put his hand in my face and said, I want a handshake that you're coming to Ohio State. And I wasn't going to tell him to sit down. So that's how it went down, and I'm glad it went that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You sometimes wonder if you'd made decisions differently, what would have happened. But hey, you can't look back from that.
No. It was, you know, so many stories playing for him, and just, you know, he taught us so much and things that are true today. So, yeah, it was special.
Fantastic. So you get to come home and you see everything different. You've been to the high school, and the high school is different.
Yeah.
Certainly it's not here anymore, but and the field and the facilities and the park and everything, but it still has to bring back memories when you were here.
Oh, you know, I told the guy, I went out and spoke to the team today out at the school, and, you know, I said, you know, I was blessed to play at, you know, every level, and I said, you know, the memories here are special, and coming back here and seeing this atmosphere, it's just, you know, you can't take those games for granted because it's special, and, you know, meeting Coach Leak, he's doing a great job, and, yeah, I just love coming back here.
Well, you should have told them something about crossing the goal line today. Maybe that would have helped a little bit. They've had some great drives, but they haven't been able to finish tonight, though.
Yeah, they look really good on that first drive, and you know, they've made a few mistakes, and it seems like it should be worse than 12-3, quite honestly. But it's, you know, they're still in the game.
Both teams have moved the ball well offensively, and the defenses are. So you ever think, and we have conversations like this a lot now, that the game has changed quite a bit. I mean, 5 wide receivers and quarterbacks throwing it 30, 40 times a game, and how things might have been different had that been the case when you were playing in high school.
Yeah, well,
or even in college.
Well, yeah, in college, you know, I mean, I was a running back, so I wouldn't have liked that when I was here because I was a running back. But yeah, I mean, I love his wide open offense, and I mean, you look at the offense that Ohio State runs nowadays. I mean, these guys are just, you know, spreading the ball around and throwing the ball, and so yeah, that and the rules are so much better now to protect the receivers, and yeah, no, there's no doubt that I would love to play in this time with the way that they just you know, throw the ball and protect the receivers, and it'd be a lot of fun.
So how much of yourself do you see in your son Drew? I mean, when you guys stand side by side, certainly. You know, you go back 45 years, he looks a lot like you. He runs a little bit like you, and similar build.
I mean, I see him standing there on the sideline. That's the way that's the way I used to stand, and it's just everything. You know, it's just it's really something to see that and see, you know, how much you know, he resembles me, and you know, he takes pride in that too. So
and he's had an opportunity to play in the offenses you never got a chance to play in. And
right.
He's had some pretty good success with that.
Yeah, he has. I was in a 3-point stance at Ohio State.
I remember that. A flank, and you were actually, your position was flanker.
Flanker, yes.
Flanker. And
I think it was more of a wide guard, quite honestly. But yeah, they called it a flanker.
They actually made you block sometimes.
Yeah, we had to block a lot. But you know, we were Art in my freshman or my sophomore year. Art came in, and so we started throwing the ball 15 times a game versus 5. So
yeah,
it's really.
Well, yeah, and for a while you could be the leading receiver and only have to catch 2 or 3 balls a game.
I think I left Ohio State as the all-time leading receiver, and I had 106 career receptions, and these guys are getting that in a season.
In
now.
a season.
Yeah.
Hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Hard to imagine how all that happens. But yeah, you've had the opportunity to be on a lot of teams with some, I guess I would call them at every level, iconic coaches. Even when you were at Cambridge, Joe Paul was the coach, and many people can think back to when he was the coach, and then at Ohio State with Woody Hayes, and then at the pro level with Tom Landry.
Yeah, and I'll put Joe Paul in there with them because, you know, I think so much of him, and we still talk on a regular basis, and so much respect for him and his football mind and his discipline and everything that he instilled in us. And so that was really special. And I don't know that you get that kind of coaching at the high school level. You're blessed if you do, and I did. And then, you know, you go to Ohio State and you play under Woody, and that, I mean, that's the stories and the things that I learned from him and the way he cared for us as an individual, not just as a football player. You know, guys would run through the wall for him. And then, you know, of all places to go and play under Coach Landry, who was more of a quiet type, but as far as the respect he demanded and the way he held you accountable, you know, I was very blessed to be able to play under those 3 coaches.
And you still have an opportunity, especially at the college and pro level, to get together with the brotherhood. I mean, the guys that you played with that, you know, you may have only been there for a few years, but it's like you become lifelong buds.
Without a doubt. I see guys all the time. I was in an event the other day with Too Tall Jones, who was my locker mate. And you know, we see each other. We get together with some guys. You know, Dorsett's not doing real well, so we get together for lunch about, you know, once or twice a month. And, you know, that brotherhood doesn't leave. You know, that bond you build with those guys is special. And so, yeah, that's what you take away from the game. And, it's hard to duplicate that.
Tonight they're honored or just recognizing the Biddy Leaguers. Do you remember when you were in Biddy League?
I do. George Bliss was my coach.
Yeah, he was my coach too. He was my coach too.
Yeah. George, let me tell you, he wasn't a softie.
No, that was hard-nosed football back then. Get in there and do it again.
Yeah, put your head down. Hit him.
Yeah, I'm not sure I learned a lot of football that I could use later, but Joe, we won. We won all that. I think every game we played.
Yeah, yeah. My dad told me, he's just like, you hit them low. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, is what he told me. So my first time, I remember I was on this field right here, sophomore, playing varsity, went down on punt, and Bobby Green caught the ball. I went in full speed. Never again. I mean, Bobby Green was a big boy.
Shook you off?
No, he just hit me.
He just hit you?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's
So Drew moving up a little bit on the 3 deep. He's probably in the top 8.
Yeah, he's in the top 6.
Top 6?
Yeah, he's in the top 6.
They got a lot of good receivers. A lot of folks here, because the connection, they wanted him just to have instant success,
right?
Knowing that he's got great speed, and he has, I'd say world-class speed.
Yeah.
But to just step in at the next level and start playing right away because you're fast doesn't always happen.
No, and that they probably have the fastest receiving squad in college football. I mean, they've got Trey Tucker, who's a 4.3, 4.29 guy. Tyler Scott's a 4.29 guy. Drew's a 4.29 guy, 4.3. And then the next guys right after that are all 4.4s. And that's a fast, and they're good receivers.
Yeah.
And they're upperclassmen. So
his time's coming.
It's and it's hard to be patient, when you want to play. But
that's the hardest thing in college, is to go and watch.
Yeah, it is. And I understand, but I just say your time's coming.
Be ready when it does.
That's right. Your time's going to come, and that's when you got to make a play when you get that first chance, because that's not make or break, but, you know, if you go out there and make a big play, all of a sudden you're elevated.
Those opportunities are going to be coming, and I appreciate you coming up tonight.
Yeah.
Like we said, you need to bring the golf clubs next time, because I'm running out of people here that I can beat anymore. So if you'll bring those up, I might have one.
My game, I've been playing a lot, so I'm ready for you. So
you are.
Yeah. So
got a good short game.
Yep, short game's good. I'm hitting my driver. I've shortened my backswing.
All of my games are short now. Everything's a short game from the driver all the way to the green. Well, Doug, I appreciate you stopping by and hang in there tonight. Bring the Bobcats back and get them a W.
All right, man. Thanks a lot
for stopping in.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
Halftime going to continue here as the teams make their way back on the field. We'll be back 12-3. Riders on top. Second half coming up right after this.
Are you looking for a way to make a positive difference in a child's life? Hi, my name is Alicia Mallett, and I'm the Foster Care Program Coordinator for Guernsey County Children's Services. There are children right here in your community who need a temporary or permanent home through foster care or adoption. Are you ready to be that home for them? For more information on how to become a foster or adoptive parent, please call 740-439-5555. The children in our community are counting on you.
Galaxy Pizza of Byesville and Cambridge features fresh-made dough and fresh-cut veggies on their products every day. Pizza and wings make the perfect combination for your game. Galaxy Pizza is happy to help with the sports preview and want to wish all teams good luck in the upcoming season. Enjoy the evening and enjoy their pizza. Galaxy Pizza, we're out of this world. Give them a call in Byesville or in Cambridge to place your order at 685-0744 or 439-0744.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly Cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
Are you looking for a career path with a growing company? AMG Vanadium is actively recruiting for its Cambridge and Zanesville plants. Come join a company with a strong environmental purpose and commitment to community. To learn more, visit AMG's website at amg-v.com/careers. AMG offers a competitive wage and benefit package. Applications are currently being accepted.
This is Russ Abels. Summer's winding down, but did you know this is actually the perfect time to upgrade your air conditioning? Because at Abels, the end of the season means an amazing deal. Call us now. We have system financing, and with incentives and extra add-ons available, the savings really add up. It's a great opportunity. Our best offer of the season on a new high-efficiency system. Call Abels for your new air conditioning system now. These savings will end soon.
Looking for new tires for your ride? 209 Tire in Cambridge should be your first stop. 209 is committed to high-quality customer service and offering competitive prices on top-of-the-line inventory, including Bridgestone, Cooper, Mastercraft, and so much more. Stop in 61074 Southgate Road in Cambridge and see Chuck and Brandy. They're open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or visit their Facebook page at 209 Tire.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. Halftime winding down here. Our Galaxy Pizza halftime report. 12-3 our first half score. The Riders on top of the Bobcats, and they will start the second half with the ball. Back joining me now, John Valentine. A little bit of a letdown now that JV's in the box, and I'm looking. It's not Doug Donnelly.
Well, you just got to continue to poke, right? He said, hey, don't worry, the camera, we took it off.
Yeah.
So you're not on camera.
You're not on camera.
What am I, chopped liver? But, yeah, compared to
That
Doug
was-
Donnelly,
that
you're
was
pretty
fun.
much chopped liver.
It was fun having Doug in the house. And
Absolutely.
talk a little bit about everything. But Cat's got to try to find a way to get back in the game. I told him he need to go down and suit up a little bit.
No doubt.
Cats are going to have to give it up here to start the second half. Our Valentine Insurance kickoff. Scoring in the first half, the Riders scored first at 8:07 of the first quarter. Ludoff to Horace from 60 yards out. 26-yard field goal by the Bobcats. Parsons, who's kicking off now, and then Ludoff finds Reese from 16, and this will be a squib kick. Gets loose back inside the 20 and picked up near the 17-yard line. The Cats will hustle down to make that play. Williams, I think, got on it. Jackson Cart on the ball, but it didn't seem in the first half to make any difference for the Riders where they started their drive. They started at their own 20, inside the 20 a couple of times, and they still able to put points on the board. And they'll start this drive at their own 19. Again, the power look, and it will be the pass out of that. Ludoff finds Corres out on the right flat, and even in a one-man route, he's we talked about in the first half at 6'5", just a huge target. And the Bobcats looked like they adjusted a little bit to try to give some help on the outside that time, but he still got about 6 yards.
Yeah, they were show and run with that stacked group in the backfield and surprised everybody and threw it out there to Horace. That's his fourth catch for 83 yards.
So Fox splits to the left this time. They'll stay in that power look, and it is the direct snap to Tevin Williams trying to get outside. Not going to happen here as the Bobcat defense. Trey Stotsberry just slicing in there and making that tackle. Good pursuit with an adjustment there.
Yeah, good pursuit by Stotsberry and a couple Bobcats. Looks like Hunter Williams too, but Williams led the ground attack for Ferry. 9 carries in the first half for 49 yards and 80 yards overall for Ferry in the first half.
So third and long, Ludoff checks back into the game, and they'll spread the field for him. 2 receivers each way, wing back up off the left side. Ludoff takes the snap, looks to his right, fires it out and in and out of the hand. This time of Horace, and the Cats had a chance on the tip pass to maybe come up with it. So 3 and out looks to be the case, and that ball was right on the money, but Horace unable to come down with it. Even if he had caught it and the Cats would have tackled him, he was close to the first down, may not have had it.
Yeah, it would have been a little short, I think, anyway, if it would have been a clean tackle. But, yeah, huge defensive possession here for the Bobcats to start the second half.
So Williams on to punt the ball, back deep. Feltner and Barr steps into it. Wobbly kick. Feltner comes up on it here, catches this one cleanly. Flag comes in as he's at the 45, now down near the 40, but a flag on the far sideline near the 30-yard line. And Feltner trying to catch it and get up that sideline. Bobcats, if they're just a sideline warning on the far sideline. So Cats are going to enjoy pretty good field position to start this drive.
Absolutely. I mean, a great way to get your offense some momentum with the defense coming up with a stop on the first possession, and then to be able to get the ball back at the 41-yard line. If you're Cambridge, you have to push this into the end zone.
Moore in the first half had some success but couldn't dent the end zone. And he'll start here at the 41 of the Riders. Best field position the Cats have started with tonight. Quick pass right out in the right flat. Had Davion Barr there. Hauls it in, but runs right into the waiting arms of Baron Lucy and might get a yard or so out of that one.
Caden in the first half, 8 for 16, 107. And actually Barr leading the way with 41 yards on 2 receptions.
Barr slides out to the slot left side. 2 receivers right. Draw play to Stotsberry, and he will battle his way inside the 40 down near the 36-yard line. Bobcats trailing 12-3 and in plus territory here, probably 4-down territory, facing 3rd and 5. Now Stotsberry will shift up as a wide receiver, 3 to the right, 2 left this time. And Cats check the sideline. Defense almost jumping into the neutral zone there, 3rd and 5. Or with the empty set, looks the defense over. Looks to his left, back to his right, has a man there. That's Bo Stotsberry, has the first down and then some, breaks a tackle, and then down the sideline, shoved out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Cats will have a first down and keep the drive alive. WB Green Insurance, first down.
And Barr got away with a block downfield. He was blocking the defender before the ball was caught, but we'll take it.
Back to pass again. Moore down the middle, has a man, and Barr again just off his fingertips. And Moore a couple of times has attempted to go Barr down the middle and has just put it high enough to make it difficult for him to pull it down. But again, a chance there with a little more athletic catch. That's 6 points. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Again, 5 wide. Again, Moore looking down the middle. And again, has a man wide open, and this one is complete. Trey Stotsberry from 20 yards out. Got behind the defense, and the Bobcats finally on the scoreboard.
Again, they needed to put that ball in the end zone for sure after the defense coming up with a stop to start this second half off. Get the offense moving. Just been stagnant the last couple weeks, and this is a good half to be able to get back on the positive side.
Cats strike quickly. The 8:50 mark. The Bobcats running this short field, 41 yards in just 5 plays. Parsons on for the extra point attempt. Cambridge right back in the thick of it here, awaiting the 2-point try. Or the 1-point try, I should say. You don't get 2 for the kick, but
we'll take 2.
We'll take 2. He got it up, and that is 1. And so the Cats draw within 2. My mind was heading someplace, but I didn't know where. 12-10. The scores. The Bobcats slice the lead down. We'll take the break and be back right after this.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 12-10. Your scoreboard update brought to you by Papa John's Pizza of Cambridge. And now another Valentine Insurance kickoff. Lucas Parson kicked it in the end zone earlier tonight. See if he elects to go deep again. Squibbed it once, and this one will be another line drive kick that bounces over the head of the first guy. And let's see if they'll let it go out of bounds. They will. Kevin Williams over there, Cart as well, but they'll let this one slide sideways, and the penalty flag will come in. The Purple Riders leading 12-10. Or did they touch it before it went over there?
Well, that's the conversation. From here, it kind of looked like he may have touched it, but we're quite a bit of ways away. So
well, there's a flag down, so that would no foul.
Must have touched it. Must have touched it.
Good touch.
Yep,
So
sure did.
that is a big miscue. Not only did they touch it inside the 10-yard line. So the Riders are going to start at their own 8. That is a mistake by the Purple Riders. Of course, you get that ball bouncing sideways and oblong. You don't know if it's going to definitely go out of bounds.
You'd rather it go out of bounds than try to pick it up and mishandle it.
12-10. Purple Riders with the lead, and now the ball, but deep in their own end. After a 3-and-out, Cats made a couple of adjustments. Purple Riders actually broke the huddle with 12. I don't know if you could do that and get away with it, but they did. Direct snap to Tevin Williams. Got to the outside, breaks it loose. 20, 25. Foot race down the left sideline and run down from behind. Reed Johnson. Or check out Devin Ogle.
Run down by Reed Johnson.
Ogle chased him from the far sideline and able to run him down, but that got him out of the hole and nearly to the end zone.
Wow.
Wow.
Quick turn of events.
First down and one play all the way to the Bobcat 45-yard line. And talked a little bit about Williams and his elusiveness in the first half when he got free. That time showed the juice.
Sure did.
It takes the direct snap, going to the right side this time. Spins away from one tackler as Ogle came up and put a hit on him, but did not wrap him. And Williams will be held to no gain this time. Maybe a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Hey, guy just ran 50 yards. You're going to make him carry it 2 plays
I
in a
think
row, right?
I'd let somebody else get a shot at that one.
Yeah. So he will step out for a play. And Aiden Ludolf back in at the quarterback spot. He has been on target throwing the ball, and now Ferry with a mix-up in the backfield. They'll take the timeout. 7:45 still to go here in the third period. 12-10. The Riders on top of the Cats. We'll be back right after this.
This year, the Southeastern Med Cancer Services team is celebrating 30 years of being accredited by the National Commission on Cancer. Earning this accreditation and maintaining it for 3 decades is a testament to their team's quality outcomes, dedication, commitment, and care for their patients and community. Learn more by visiting seormc.org today.
Back at McFarland Stadium and lined up ready to go. 5 wide look for the Riders. Ludolf back to pass, looking left, now flush from the pocket. Got away from one defender, but not the second, 2 or 3. Connor Myers, the first to slice in there. He made him step up inside, and Rocco on the stop for the Bobcats with the first hit. And we'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Good to get Connor Myers back on the field. He's been out for the last couple games with a foot injury. Senior. Getting back on the field is going to give the defense a big lift.
Riders from just inside the Bobcat 45. They'll spread the field 3 to the right. And now Horace will spread to the left side. Ludolf out of the gun, takes the snap, looks to his right, flushed again, and then trouble will go down. First guy in there for the Bobcats, Sean Harrington, made him step up, and then Rocco there again to cover him up. And the Bobcats come up with the sack and 4th down. You know, you pick up a few yards there, probably Ferry's thinking 4th down, we might go for this. Now they hustle the punt team on there, and would be the 2nd punt in a row, but you got to be careful. The guy back punting the ball is got wheels.
Yeah, he's got 94 yards on the ground already.
Williams stands at his own 39.
But 4th and 14.
High snap,
Whoa.
and it is over his head. He'll chase it down, and the Bobcats will chase him down, still loose there. And the Cats will cover it up. Reed Johnson and the Cats come up with a huge defensive play again. The last snap on the punt attempt was a little high, and that one way high and over Williams' head. And the Bobcats set up in the red zone. We have the instant replay, as some of you are seeing on our live feed. And the Cats will be set up in the red zone, ready to take the lead for the first time tonight.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the most excited I've seen the Cambridge sideline all year on that play. So something must have been said at halftime by Coach Leak to get these guys fired up.
He might have replayed Doug Donnelly's speech earlier today. I don't know, but whatever works. So 1st and 10 for the Cats from the 17-yard line, their 2nd plus possession in a row. And if the Cats can take advantage of it, trailing 12-10, 5 wide, Moore will roll to his left, look down the field, and then try to keep it and lose yardage. A late flag comes in, and that's going to be a hold on the Bobcats right at the point of the tackle. At that point, you're still trying to hold guys and keep away. And Cambridge, not only a mistake, but a miscue as well. Still first down, but the Cats will start 10 yards further back from the point of the foul, which was actually in the backfield. So, line of scrimmage, the 29 instead of the 18. 4 wideouts to the right and a flag on the far sideline. And the Cats move. So Cambridge
still celebrating after that.
Back-to-back penalties here, and just like that, out of the red zone.
Well, that's their 4th penalty so far for 35 yards. Certainly an area that Coach Leak is trying to emphasize cleaning up. Cats had 10 penalties last week.
Only 2 on offense tonight, but they've both been here back-to-back. Moore takes the snap, looking to his right. Now flushed. He's going to step up and go down again and give up more yardage out to the 44-yard line. Everybody ran a vertical that time, and Moore just did not have time to throw the ball deep down the field. At this point, you'd just like to get half of it back, right? Second down.
I'd take a third of it back at this point.
Scoreboard operators are actually counting how many yards on everybody's holding up fingers there. This 36. Jailbreak screen left side. Ogle with it. Coming across the field, still on his feet near the 40-yard line. Spins away from one guy. Will reverse field again and give up yardage. And another flag comes in late. And this one probably against the Bobcats as well. All of that for Ogle to gain about 5 yards. And a flag in at the end of that play.
Yeah, it'd either be a hold, block in the back, or a face mask.
Personal foul. Line side blocked. Offense.
And instead, a blindside block on the Bobcats. So another 15-yarder remains second down. And the third penalty of this possession. Cambridge started this possession at the 17 of the Riders.
How quickly things change.
Wow. Now you're going 5 wide and just hoping to get some of that back. Second and lots is more. Double clutch there. Throws it underneath to Felder at the 50. Heads up the sideline and out of bounds near the 40. So they'll get about 15 of the yardage back there that they needed. And Williams on the tackle, but it will be third down. Cats need to get to the 7-yard line or thereabouts for a first down. But you'd like to get down to where you might even get a field goal attempt off here. 4:16 left and counting, as the Cats will shift into a 3-by-2, 5-wide look. Moore takes that snap. Here comes the rush from the outside. Flushed in, the ball loose. Picked up by the defense. And a lineman race to the end zone. And it will be a tackle from behind. That ball picked up by Alex Finsley. Chased down by Hunter Williams.
Result plays a fumble. Recovered by the defense. First down.
Have you ever seen a worse possession?
Wow. It ended up you start on the other team's 17 and they end up with the ball on your 7.
Wow.
Or 8. So just like that, the turn of events has the Riders in the red zone, leading 12-10 with 3:52 here in the third period. Yes, just everything you could do wrong and a possession happened. Penalties, and then the turnover, and then the return off of that, the scoop and nearly score by Finsley. No, the Riders take over at the Cambridge 7. Power eye look in the backfield. Ludolph. Motion comes across by Halsey and a handoff to the deep back. That's Williams, stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Burgess there along with Clayton Myers. No gain on the play. Riders on top by 2. Their last score came mid-second period. See if they go back to the air. That's where they've had their big plays tonight. Second down, goal from the 7. left side. Williams cuts back up the middle inside the 5 and into a pile of people down near the 3-yard line. It will be 3rd down and goal.
Well, if you ever needed a defensive stop, buddy, this is the time to do it.
Stop, turnover, those are the things defensively you're thinking, and wouldn't be surprised to see Ferry go back to the air here, but you're thinking they're probably talking 4 down to get it in the end zone. It's 3rd and goal from the 4, but they got big receivers in there, although they have a lineman at the left tight end spot, 3 backs in the backfield, and now Halsey in motion again. And it will be Williams right up the middle and nothing going on there. He lost yardage. First contact in the backfield about the 5 or 6 yard line, and it's going to be 4th down and goal. So the Bobcat defense through 3 downs equal to the test. And let's see what the Riders elect to do. There doesn't seem to be any movement from the sideline.
No, they're definitely going for it. One thing you have
Lucy
not
coming in.
You have not seen yet is Ludoff off of a fake and running some kind of bootleg. They have not used him at all tonight.
Lucy into the game, and they'll call the timeout as they broke the huddle with 12 once again, and that'll cause a timeout by the Raiders. The Riders, I should say. 1:46 left in the period. 12-10. We'll be back right after this.
Are you looking for a way to make a positive difference in a child's life? Hi, my name is Alicia Mallett, and I'm the Foster Care Program Coordinator for Guernsey County Children's Services. There are children right here in your community who need a temporary or permanent home through foster care or adoption. Are you ready to be that home for them? For more information on how to become a foster or adoptive parent, please call 740-439-5555. The children in our community are counting on you.
Wow. I don't understand why they're
Back at McFarland Stadium, you don't understand a lot of things.
Well,
right?
that's for sure. and everybody will tell you that. I was just going to mention Ludoff. How come they're not using Ludoff out of the backfield with 3 lead blockers in front of him?
I've seen him run on the field a couple times. He's got a little bit of a limp in his
that
giddy
right?
up
Okay,
there. So
well then maybe that's why.
Might be,
Sure.
watch him out there now. He's got a little limp
Yeah,
going
I see
on.
it. I see it. And they got his right leg wrapped up maybe? I don't know.
So they're going to spread the field here. Horace wide to the left. Lucy split wide to the right. They'll both draw single coverage. Back to pass. And a slant, and is it there? It is. Lucy lined up as wide as he could line up and just ran a quick slant to the middle, and Ludolf found him there for the 3rd touchdown pass of the night. So Ludolf to Lucy this time. I'm about 6 yards out. 3rd touchdown pass, and Ferry will go for it. They've only attempted 1 kick tonight, and that didn't work out so well for them. So now behind the 8 ball going for 2. Ludolf again will spread the field. Lucy well to the right. Horace to the left. He'll look back to Horace, now right over the middle. Same play. Try to go right back to Lucy again, and this one overthrown and incomplete. So they're trying for 2, no good, but Martins Ferry extends their lead. 1:40 left to go here in the 3rd. 18-10. Ferry on top of the Bobcats. We'll be back right after this.
Galaxy Pizza of Byesville and Cambridge features fresh-made dough and fresh-cut veggies on their products every day. Pizza and wings make the perfect combination for your game. Galaxy Pizza is happy to help with the sports preview and want to wish all teams good luck in the upcoming season. Enjoy the evening and enjoy their pizza. Galaxy Pizza, we're out of this world. Give them a call in Byesville or in Cambridge to place your order at 685-0744 or 439-0744.
Back at McFarland Stadium, your scoreboard update brought to you by Cambridge Papa John's. 18-10 now. A 4-play, 7-yard drive, and our Valentine Insurance kickoff hit to Feldner. Again, he'll fair catch us and take a knee actually at the Cambridge 33. And Ferry lined up every time like they're going to squib it right there at the front. And the Cats playing for that onside kick, and each time it's made it to the deep guy, but not very deep.
No, not real deep at all. The Cats have been very fortunate to get some pretty good field position, just not being able to take advantage of it yet.
Yeah, from the 17-yard line a moment ago, end up giving it all the way up to the other end. Now the Cats come back on offensively at their own 33. See if they can eliminate mistakes here. They'll spread the field 3 wide to the left. Well to the right is Ogle. Moore. Straight give. To Stotsberry. Popped it through 40, 45. And Trey Stotsberry having a night tonight. His best rushing game of the year. First down out to the 50-yard line. All first downs continue to be brought to you by WB Green Insurance.
93 yards on 12 carries so far for Trey.
Spread in the field. And motion up front by the Bobcat. Again, before the play even gets underway. And we have to mention a little bit, the Cats have some new guys in positions there, but not that guy.
No. Snap infraction, he moved the ball or it flinched a little bit. Something along those lines.
So 1st and 15. Moore quickly to the right flat has Bo Stotsberry. Complete out to the 45, 50, and into Ferry territory. Still loose down the sideline. Tough to bring down. Bo Stotsberry shoved out of bounds near the 34-yard line. That will move the sticks again.
First down.
I don't think between Trey and Bo, I don't know, flip a coin. Who runs harder? I don't know.
Right.
I don't want to be in front of either one of them trying
Absolutely
to tackle them, that's
not.
for sure. 1st and 10, Bobcats at the Ryder 34-yard line. 3 wide to the left. Ogle split to the right again. Trey Stotsberry straight ahead, lowered his shoulder, and carries defenders near the 30-yard line. The Bobcats able to overcome the penalty, and now back deep into Ferry territory. Will be 2nd down and 6. 2 by 2. Wide receiver set for the Cats this time. Stotsberry offset to the right of Moore. 18 seconds left here in the third. Moore back to pass. Fires it to Stotsberry in the flat, and he started to see where he was heading before he had the ball. That one over his back shoulder falls incomplete. It will be 3rd down and 6. Clock stop with 11 left here in the third. 18-10. Martins Ferry on top. They've led it throughout. And the Cats will shift 5 wide here. Moore looking left, back to his right. Throws the deep out, has a man there. That's Ogle, and he'll have it near the 20-yard line. That should move the sticks again and stops the clock with 4 seconds. Another WB Green Insurance first down.
And that's what the Cats need, is see what the defense is giving you, take advantage of it. If they're going to give you 5, 10-yard plays like that and use the sideline, you're going to take that all day.
That time Ogle working against Williams out there. Had him running backward. Now Ogle shifts wide left. Cats bring Caldwell across in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep. They'll turn it up and inside the 20 down near the 16. That'll be our final play of this third period as we head to the fourth period. Martins Ferry leads at 18-10. Bobcats back in the red zone again. Stay tuned. Fourth quarter coming up on WBNV right after this.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Stadium fourth quarter getting underway here is the Bobcats. Back in the red zone again, trailing 18-10. 2nd and 5 from the Ferry 16-yard line. 2 receivers left and right for Moore, with Stotsberry set behind him. And again, it will be Stotsberry straight ahead. Found a little seam that time and squeaked through for a few. We'll bring up a 3rd and short. Salisbury having good success tonight, closing in on that 100-yard mark. Good way to get it would be to just take it to the end zone right here, right?
That would do it.
And it will be Moore off the high snap. He'll keep it off the left side. First down inside the 10. I think that was probably going to be a handoff, but the high snap broke up the timing of the play, and Moore kept it himself. And another WB Green first down, 4th one of this drive. Cats started at their own 33. Now 1st and goal from the 7. And Trey left, Bo right. Stotsberry's all around now. Bo shifting up into the slot right side. Moore look to the end zone. We're trying to run out of trouble. Gets to the edge, down to the 5, to the 3, and to the pylon. Did he get in? I believe so. From 7 yards out, and Caden Moore gives the Cats the score. On the ground. First score of the night. Either team has scored on the ground, and Moore from 7 yards brings the Cats within 2. And it appears the offense will stay on the field to try to tie this one up. So Cambridge, 7 plays. 67, they'll spread the field. 2 receivers each way.
Well, they definitely have the fade out here to Ogle.
3 to the right, and that's where he looks to his right. Moore fires it across the middle. Low pass, and that is completed as Feldner slides in there with it. They ran nearly the identical play that Martins Ferry did. So the try is good, and we are tied 18-18. Don't go away. This one is just getting better. 11 minutes left here in the 4th period. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
When it comes to vinyl replacement windows, they are not all created equal. At Wayne Garage Door in Cambridge, our reputation for high standards and quality of products can be seen with our Eris collection of vinyl replacement windows. Combine the standard features an Eris window provides that installers don't have, along with our quality workmanships, and you have the best vinyl window to choose from for your home or business. Call us today at 740-439-7555 to see the difference an Eris collection window can make for you.
Back at McFarland Stadium, another Valentine Insurance kickoff. Parsons again will scuff this one down the sideline, and it will hug that sideline this time going out of bounds, and will be a penalty. Scoreboard update brought to you by Cambridge Papa John's, and it is 18-18 as the Bobcats go 67 yards in 7 plays. Moore with a 7-yard run, and then finding Feldner on the 2-point conversion. And the Riders, who offensively haven't been quite as prolific this half as they were the last half, taking advantage of a Bobcat mistake to take it in from 7 yards out, but Cats have forced them to punt it a couple of times here. 11 minutes to go in the game. It is anyone's ball game. From their own 35, Ferry will spread the field. 1 receiver to the left. Power look in the backfield out of the shotgun snap. And the handoff straight ahead. Williams into the middle of that line, and nothing there this time. Bobcat Harrington in there. Vincent Lopez and a host of other Bobcats as well. No gain on the play. Ferry made pretty good yardage in the first half with that play.
Yeah, real good yardage. He led the way. Williams did with 49 yards in the first half, but that 47-yarder he had earlier in the 3rd quarter, he's just shy of that 100-yard mark at 96 on 16 carries.
Certainly much more effective when they get him to the edge, and that's where he had the big run earlier. Out of the gun again. 1 receiver split wide to the left. Ludolf looking that way, sidearms it out there, finds Horace. Cat defense chases him down. He breaks free of the first 2 defenders, and then finally, pursuit pushes him out of bounds. As Bo Stotsberry finally got him out of bounds. And he'll be just shy of the first down at 3rd and 2. And Ford did all that on his own.
He did, and you're right. Ludolf definitely has something going on with with a leg because he's really struggling out there. There you see him coming off the field now. But even to get his body in motion to throw that ball, he was struggling.
But typically when he goes out, Cart has come in and been the guy there to take the direct snap. Williams the deep back. Cart will take it, and he'll go off the left side. Actually, Williams on the direct snap and off the left side, and the line judge looks like he has him a little short coming in.
Yep.
Needed to get to the 45, and they'll mark him just shy of that. And so for the Riders now, big play opportunity as they face 4th and 1, but from their own 45. And they're showing no signs of punting this away. Ludolph will come in. Cart will head to the sideline. And it will be 4th and less than a yard. Power look under center. And the quarterback sneak. And this time, nothing going.
And he did not move
Ludolph
forward at all.
That time went backwards immediately. He tried that play earlier tonight and spun away from the stack, but this time the Bobcats pin him in the backfield, and that could be the turning point in this game. 9:48 to go, and the Cats stop the Riders on downs and will take over at the 44 of the Purple Riders.
Yikes.
9:48 left to go in the ball game, tied at 18. And Cambridge nearly in 4-down territory.
Sure are. Well, and don't forget about Lucas Parsons. He'll be on the sidelines over here warming up for sure if he gets an opportunity.
One receiver spread way left, 3 to the right. Stotsberry behind Moore in the backfield. And it will be the handoff straight ahead, Stotsberry, and he will do well to get back to the line of scrimmage. And much like the success Cambridge's defense has had against that middle run, Martins Ferry comes up with a big play there. Collette on the stop. 2nd and 9.5. Moore back to pass. Flips it. Has Stotsberry, and they'll stop the play.
Stopping the play and not a flag on the
I didn't
field?
see a flag. Wow.
Well, there was a flag. We just couldn't see it.
Just on the Cambridge sideline and out of our view. So, yeah, the defense lined up in the neutral zone. But, boy, Stotsberry had the city block to run there. He had took that swing pass, and there was nobody within 15 yards of him.
Well, Ferry's been real successful with bringing that pressure off the edge, and that play would have burned him.
So 2nd and 5. Bobcats will stay 3-1 and back to pass again. Moore fires it deep down the left side, has Ogle there, but overthrows him. He had a step on his defender. In coverage that time, Dylan Ward, and Ogle unable to catch up the ball. A little more air under that one, and Ogle would haul it down. So now 3rd and 5 for the Cats.
And they're going to keep bringing that pressure, so you got to be able to narrow in here and know that it's 4-down territory. You got to get 5 yards in 2 plays.
Flip it here, 3 wide to the left. And motion up front, and there comes the flag as the Cats step to the sideline to check the play, and the defense definitely in the neutral zone.
Yeah. He wasn't going to call the flag.
He waved it,
yes,
but didn't throw it.
Wow.
And
he definitely crossed the line. My goodness.
Yep, and that encroachment penalty is enough for an automatic 1st down. So the Bobcats pick up the 1st down via the penalty here. WB Green Insurance 1st down continues in the 2nd half. Cambridge now with their 6th 1st down, but 8:59 left to go in the game, tied at 18. Cambridge continues to move the sticks. Stotsberry again straight ahead, and again positive yard just down to the 30. Tough yards in there. Coletti on the stop. Give him 3 hard ones that time. Haven't seen Moore much this half with any keepers. The touchdown certainly, but he's only kicking his spots.
He's only had 7 rushes, and 3 of those have been sacks.
Moore back. Looking again, looks down the right side again, has Ogle down the right side, looks up for it, and no flag and no catch as the defender just kept him from coming back from the ball. As the ball a little underthrown that time, and it will bring up 3rd down and 7. The Cats trying to get it all in that play. So now 3rd and 7. You got 2 more downs here to try to pick up the first down. 5 defensive linemen. Moore will drop back to pass. Here comes pressure down the field. Barr catches this one and hauls it in, but and the play stopped again before. It might have been defensive. That one on the Bobcats. Bobcats had a couple of guys moving that time, so now instead of 3rd and 7, well, they had a touchdown right there. And officials a little bit slow in getting the play stopped here tonight. We've had a couple of plays that have almost gone all the way through before anybody knew that there was a penalty.
Those last 2 have been kind of questionable. I don't understand how you don't stop it right away.
So the Cats will stay 3-1. Ferry showing blitz. Moore slides Stotsberry to his right. 3rd and 12. Here they come. Moore back to pass. Steps up. Tried to get through the front line of defenders and cannot make his way back to the line of scrimmage, bringing up 4th down. So big decision here for the Cats at 4th and 16. Or do you just punt it deeper into the
you aim
opponent's territory?
You aim for the sideline and you punt it at the 15 to 10 yard line.
Moore a couple of times.
No decision here.
Attempted to do that, but not as well as he has in the past. Takes this one, runs to his left, and now will step back and punt it. And this is going to land inside the 10. Let it bounce inside the 5 and stop dead at the 1 yard line. Davion Barr right there to pick it up, and you probably can't do it any better than that.
Well, no, but he sure did make everybody nervous. He can pick it up at the 2.
Picked it up at the 2.
He doesn't have to pick it up at the half-yard line.
So 7:28 to go in the ball game. Martins Ferry will start at their own 1 yard line. Their worst starting position in the last decade, probably, but they're going to have to pound it out a little bit here and hopefully hope for a big play.
Yeah, I mean,
and the Bobcats hoping that they get the short field and get the ball right back.
Cats defense has to step up. If you're going to step up, it's got to be on this possession.
Cats in the second half have forced 2 punts and a drive on downs, as well as giving up 1 score.
And this is a big play here, right at the goal
out of
line.
The shotgun snap. Williams will take the direct snap straight ahead, pops it through, and got it out to the 5. Ogle.
Williams on the carry.
And Feldner on the stop, and you just see that guy jitterbugging his way through there, and you're afraid of what he's capable of doing, because 1 missed tackle, and he can go a long way.
Yeah, and there wasn't any help back deep.
So gain of 4 on that first down play on the direct snap, and they'll line up similarly here on 2nd and 6. Williams with blockers all around him. Taking the snap, working the left side. And again, moves the pile forward toward the 10. The line to gain is right around the 11 yard line. So a couple of positive plays here, and it's 3rd and 1. Bobcats shuffle a couple of defensive linemen in.
Yeah, get some fresh blood in there inside and some bigger bodies.
Big play here, both ways, with 6:20 and a moving clock. 18-18 our score. Again, that power look in the backfield. A little motion to the right with Halsey. And then the direct snap. Williams has it left side, breaks 1 tackle, out to the edge, got to the corner, and will pick up the first down as they went away from the motion man that time. And the Riders keep the drive alive with a big play by Williams and another first down. 1st and 10, all the way out to the 26 yard line. 6 minutes left in the ball game.
121 yards unofficially for Williams now.
Yeah, got them all on this last drive that got him over 100. As he stays in, works the left side again, and not much here. They'll mark him at the 27, and somebody cramping up out there in a blue jersey. And one of the Martins Ferry offensive guys said, I can help you with that. I know what those are like. Finsley, give a little aid there. 5:53 left in the ball game. Timeout on the field. 18-18 our score. Ferry with the ball. We'll be back right after these messages.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Back in McFarland Stadium. Game hanging in the balance here, 18-18. Clock wound back into play. Martins Ferry 2nd and 8 from their own 28-yard line. Ludolf back in at quarterback, trying the counter play this time, and after direct snapping several times to Williams, he'll hand the ball to Cart this time, and he'll bring it back over the 30. And bring up a 3rd and a long 4.
Big play here for the Cats defense. Force a punt. Got to punt, right? If they got it 4th and 5 from where they're at in the field.
Ludolf stays in. Power eye offset to his left. He'll take that snap. And on the keeper, rolling to his left, fire it down the field. Has a man down near the 45-yard line. And Halsey slipping out there. Bo Stotsberry on the stop, but wow. Just about the last thing you maybe expected there, and obviously the defense as well. And he'll be down at the 48 of the Riders and a new set of downs with 4:50 and counting.
That's a killer right there.
Yeah, and a gutty effort by Aiden Ludolf tonight, who's out there on about a half a leg, limping around and still throwing the ball accurately. Williams back in the game. He'll take the snap here and follow blockers off the right side. Run right into Bo Stotsberry after a gain of about 5. But again, the Riders controlling the line of scrimmage with all of those bodies at the point of attack. And Williams lost his helmet.
Number 17 was lead for one play.
So
Set the play clock to 25 seconds.
he will step out. Martins Ferry, only one timeout remains for the Riders. Cats have all 3 of theirs. 2nd and 5 from the Cambridge 47. Card to deep back. Now Halsey in motion to the left.
They can't do that.
A flag came in. The handoff to Cart there, but that's going to be a flag coming in, and should go against the Riders here.
Yeah, 2 guys in motion at the same time. The running back that went in motion, Lucy, went in front of the other running back, and the other running back was in a 2-point stance and then went down to a 3.
Offense, 2-minute motion. 5-yard penalty. Completed down. Second down.
That's their 7th penalty tonight for 50 yards.
5 of them on the offensive side. That's the first one that the Riders have had here in this second half. And on a drive like this, under 4 to play, that's you don't want to make mistakes here, but that is a potential drive killer. 2nd now and 10, back to their own 48-yard line. They will spread the field. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Ludolf fires it out in that left flat, completed, and they run the hook and ladder, and he flips it back. Bobcats come up with it, trying to get it on the hook and ladder to Williams, and Burgess comes up with it. Wow. As Juarez caught it, you can see Williams coming, and he tried to flip it to him. Ball knocked to the ground, and the Cats come up with a huge play.
Wow, that was, it was there too.
It was there. If he could have completed the lateral, that baby was gone to the house, but unable to execute it. Cambridge defensively able to come up with a loose ball, so now Cambridge in the catbird seat from the Rider 47. 3:31 to go, and we are tied at 18.
Wow.
Cats bring it in. 1-by-3 look. Stotsberry, the deep guy, behind Moore. He'll take the handoff straight ahead popped out of there and then knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. Actually will lose a couple. Southbury had some success early on, ran into Coletti that time and lost a couple, so the Cats facing second and long. Clock will continue to wind away.
At some point, they're going to have to get the ball out there on that quick screen to the slot. Here you see there's only 2 defenders out there with 3 guys.
2 defending 3. Moore looks that way. Has a man right down the seam. That's Barr. Breaks a tackle to 25. 20. Foot race to the end zone. He will win that race. And I see no flags on the play here. So from 50 yards out, the Bobcats, the quick strike for the touchdown. Davian Barr, who struggled tonight with a couple of passes just off his hands.
Well, you saw that they only had 2 defenders out there.
Replay shows Barr just out racing everyone to the end zone.
He saw a lot of green in front of him, and he was not going to be denied.
He's pretty quick.
Yeah.
As the Bobcats did not have enough people on the play, and we can see that replay maybe one more time. At the touchdown. Here it is.
Ask and you shall receive.
Lined up on the right. You said they needed to go to that direction. He'll catch it right over the middle. And at that point, nobody could get a hand on him.
Wouldn't that be nice to run that fast one day?
Well, if I roll the windows down, if you roll the windows down in your car, it kind of feels like that a little bit.
So. We can always dream.
So Barr, 50-yard reception, puts the Cats out on top, 24-18. They'll take the timeout and be able to kick the extra point here, hopefully. So Cambridge 2 plays to go 53 yards. Parsons on for the extra point attempt. Moore with the hold. Snaps high, gets it down, but the kick is up. And right down the middle. Bobcats extend their lead with the extra point, 25-18. We'll take a quick break, get back with more high school football on WBNV right after this.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Park.
Back at McFarland Stadium, Valentine Insurance kickoff coming up. Your scoreboard update puts the Bobcats on top for the first time tonight, 25-18. And this kick deep and over the head and into the end zone.
Boy, it was close.
It was
he
close.
Snuck
Took
it in the
right
corner.
to the pylon. So the Riders down for the first time tonight, 25-18, find themselves starting this drive at their own 20-yard line. And Cambridge's defense has been equal to the task several times this half, and the offense has clicked enough to get the Cats on top. Now can they stay there with 2:52 to go? And Martin's Ferry, they've got plenty of weapons to be able to get this done. They will spread the field with those guys. Lucy wide to the right. Horace and 2 receivers to the left. Ludolph back to pass, looking to the right side. Deep down the right sidelines has Lucy. And a flag comes in, all over the place as Lucy ran right past the Bobcat defender. That was Eli Edwards, and he did well that time just to keep the touchdown from taking place because Lucy was behind him.
Yeah, and the throw was behind him too. So, I mean, it would have been nice if it just bounced off of him, but he did make some contact.
In high school, they don't spot the ball where the play took place. It's from the previous spot. So it still moves them out 15 yards, but it will be a first down. And again, 5 wide. And Lucy from the quarterback spot, stacked up in the backfield. That's Mobilini. as Lucy tried to keep her that time as they spread the field out and tried to give him some space to run, and he showed some elusiveness. And he'll stay in at that quarterback spot.
And remember, he was the backup quarterback and got the start against Cambridge last year.
2 wides left and 2 to the right. Lucy looking, fires it deep down the middle, high jump ball, and that one's picked. Ogle goes up and pulls it down, and just trying to run clock and stay away from defenders. He'll finally, still on his, he needs to go down, and he did. Devin Ogle goes down near the 22-yard line.
Intercepted by
Just threw that one too late and didn't get it deep enough and allow the defenders to go up and get it. And Devin Ogle with a huge interception.
Sideline warning, their second, Martins Ferry. That'll be a 5-yard penalty for staff.
The Bobcats and the sideline warning on the Riders.
Yes.
Is their second and a penalty, but the Cats will take over here with 1:58 left in the game, leading 25-18.
And for that reason only, Devin Ogle is playing defense. He doesn't like to be out there on defense, but he likes to catch balls.
He
So
does,
that's
and
why
he did
he's
that.
out there.
He did that well. So the Cats will come on starting from their own 25-yard line, leading by a touchdown.
And Ferry has one timeout.
Ferry only has one timeout. Cats need to pick up a first down. They can probably salt this one away. Handoff straight ahead out of the 2-back set. That's Stottsbury. Trey Stottsbury got maybe a yard, but that'll continue to move the clock. Ferry has not used their lone timeout. Bobcats will certainly use all the play clock that they can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people were experiencing the same anxiety I was watching Devin Ogle run around in circles, waving the ball around.
He likes to.
And just trying to avoid defenders.
Go down and
just go down and let's go on. Huh?
I mean, it was nice he wasted about 5 or 6 seconds. But
And
boy, you
4
can't
seconds
afford
left.
to turn it over.
Snapped it with, nope, the Cats did not get the snap off. They'll take the timeout. So timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. 1:09 left, and quite the turn of events that we've seen in the second half is the Riders controlling things a good bit in the first half, led at 12-3. Seemed like they should have been ahead maybe by a little bit more than that, but the Cats closed the gap in the third period with 8:50 to go, making it 12-10. And the Riders able to extend it again when Ludolph found Lucy, and making it 18-10 as they tried for 2 and didn't make it. The Cats came back, tied it up. 11-minute mark of the fourth period. Caden Moore ran it in from 7 yards out and then found Feldner for the 2-point conversion to make this an 18-all game. And then with 2:52 to go, Moore finds Davion Barr, 50-yard catch and run. And the extra point gives the Cats a 7-point lead. And with 1:09 to go, it is 2nd and 10 from their own 27. Cambridge trying to put this one away. 2 receivers, 2 running backs. Stottsbury off the left side, works to the edge, breaks 1 tackle, still on his feet. 20, 25, and out near the 37-yard line. And I think they said move those sticks.
Sure
they did. Another WB Green Insurance first down with 58 to go. Bobcats should be able to take a knee and put this one away from here on out. A hard-fought, come-from-behind victory for the Cats tonight as they go into that victory formation, and Moore will go under center, someplace he doesn't go very often.
No, but for the best play in football, he will definitely go under center.
Wait for that clock to wind down. Play clock at 5. He'll go under the center, take the snap, take a knee, and that will do it as the Bobcats battle their way back and win tonight against the Martins Ferry Purple Riders. 25-18, your final score. As Cambridge moves to 4-2 on the season, a league win for the Cats as well. The Riders will drop to 2-4, but that's a lot better than a 2-win football team on the other sideline there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Final score tonight, 25-18. Bobcats with the W. Stay tuned. Our post-game wrap-up coming up. We'll have our post-game report, our players of the game, stats, scoring, and get you caught up on other games around the area. Final, once again, Cambridge 25, Martins Ferry 18. We'll be back right after these messages.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
Back in McFarland Stadium, big come-from-behind win tonight for the Cambridge Bobcats. Post-game wrap-up brought to you by Doan Ford. I want to thank a lot of our sponsors tonight. What an exciting high school football game tonight that you listened to or watched here on YPRtv and 93.5 BNV. But Wayne Garage Door, Galaxy Pizza, Papa John's, AMG Vanadium, Valentine Insurance. You guys got your money's worth tonight. A lot of people online watching this one, and you got to see a great game here as the Purple Riders on the road tonight jumped out to a 6-0 lead, 3 plays, 63 yards, and it was Aiden Ludolph finding his wide receiver Juarez for a 60-yard, I think, third play of the game, 60-yard catch and run, and caught the Bobcat defense off guard. The extra point was no good, but that 6-0 score stood up for a while before the Bobcats finally dented the scoreboard with a 26-yard field goal by Lucas Parsons, making it 6-3. But Ludolph again would find another of his big, rangy wide receivers, and this time he would back-to-back plays go to his tight end, Alex Reese. And Reese would haul one pass in to get it down near the 15-yard line, and on the next play, a 16-yard pass and another 3-play drive for a touchdown made it 12-3. That was our score at halftime. The 2-point try for the Riders was no good. The Cats got on the board first in the second half. Caden Moore finding Trey Stotsberry from 20 yards out. The extra point attempt made it a 2-point game, 12-10. The Cats looked like they would take the lead on the ensuing possession, taken over at the Ferry 17-yard line, but a few penalties, a Bobcat fumble, and a scoop and near score by Alex Finsley gave the Riders a chance from the Cambridge 7. They would not let that one go as Ludolph would find Lucy from 6 yards out. Again, the extra point attempt no good, but 18-10, the Riders would lead it before Cambridge would make its final comeback. With 11 minutes to go in the game, Moore would run it in from 7 yards out. The 2-point try was to Feldner for 2, making it 18-18. And then the play that broke the back of the Riders. And we're going to bring it up on our screen and show you the replay here. And, John, if you want to tell the Cats
as we mentioned right before that, there was only 2 defenders off to the right side and 3 receivers. And I was trying to get him to throw that little screen pass to, I think it was Stottsbury in the slot. Get your playmakers to be able to get the ball in space with a couple lead blockers when you only have 2 defenders. Instead, he brings Davion up the seam, and once Davion gets the ball in his hands, don't know too many cats that are going to be able to catch him. So Davion smelled blood, and he saw that end zone, but you could see him kick it in another gear as soon as he caught that ball.
6'2", 180-pound senior, and he's got some ups. And we saw the Cats go to him several times tonight, but just over his head, right down the middle field. Similar play, but just off his outstretched hand. That last one, the game winner for the Bobcats, as Barr hauls it in 50 yards, the extra point attempt by Parsons was good, and the Cats just had to hang on from there, and a late interception by Devin Ogle and dancing around out there sealed the deal for the Cats as they move now to 4-2 on the season. The Riders will drop to 2-4, and the celebration continues for the Bobcats here at home as they're going to go on the road. They needed all the momentum tonight that they could get.
Absolutely.
And trying to keep people healthy because they're going to go on the road next week, and they're going to face another one of those great running teams and Union Local, and undefeated going into tonight, playing the Bobcats at home tonight. A lot of playoff points will be on the line next week for both the teams, and the Cats picked up a few tonight beating Ferry, but to next week's game, big game.
Huge game, because as of about 10 minutes ago, Union Local was in line for win number 6 to start out 6-0. So that's going to be a huge game next week. And we knew, I told people at the beginning of the season, they thought I was crazy. I said, you better watch out for Union Local. They're going to surprise some people. They're going to be really good this season. And Cats are going to have their hands full for sure next week.
Yeah, Union Local has a running back. I'm not sure. Him and his brother, both Blake, I think this is his last name. After last week, he was already well over 1,000 yards and 18 touchdowns rushing.
And the bad thing is their returning starting running back hasn't even played yet this year. So he, I think, might come back next week. And their quarterback's a huge guy, too. So they've got 3 options in the backfield if the other running back comes back. So it'll be interesting.
Will have to click on all cylinders, but they'll be doing it coming back from a win, a much-needed win. The Cats started the season 3-0, lost 2 in a row, pick up 1 tonight, and that one will be a big one. You're listening to our post-game report brought to you by Doan Ford. Every week we have the play of the game. This week brought to you by Guernsey County Children's Services. And, boy, play of the game. We did the replay how many times?
Yeah.
That is the play of the game for the Bobcats, although there were a number of big plays, but the Davion Barr catch and run for a touchdown. I never saw a guy run any faster.
Nope.
He saw the green field ahead of him, the blue end zone, and he got there in a hurry. That our Children's Services play of the game, drive of the game by patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance game. And the Cats tonight, third period to finally get things going. A 11-play, 67-yard drive that got the Cats within the range they needed to. Actually made it 18-18. And once it got even, you just kind of felt the momentum shifting for the Bobcats. And some adjustments, I think. The Cats came out second half, made some adjustments defensively, took a few of the things away that Martins Ferry was doing well, and eliminated the big plays that were happening early in the game. And they just had to not shoot themselves in the foot, and it kind of looked like they were going to go back and do that again with starting a drive on the 17-yard line and giving up a scoop and nearly score.
To come back from that series and to be able to gather yourself and to be able to still come up defensively and make a couple stops was huge. Definitely. But, they came out second half. It had to be a pretty good halftime speech by Coach Leak because they were fired up. And I just said when that turnover, that bad snap happened, that I've never seen the sideline so excited this season, and then all of a sudden things got real quiet because a couple plays later, all of a sudden Ferry's down on the 7-yard line, but the Cats came back, give them a little bit of credit for that.
Caden Moore tonight, a couple of touchdowns through the air, another one on the ground, a 2-point conversion. Just another night for Caden Moore.
However, there's another Cat on this list
I hear you.
that
I'm hearing you.
Broke 100 yards rushing tonight. Yeah. Yeoman's work tonight for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, look, Trey Stottsbury, 19 carries, 113 yards. That boy was getting beat up all over the place, and he didn't look the other way, put his head down and ran through that line for 113 yards now, and also didn't get a score on the ground, but he also caught a touchdown, though. 20-yarder, and that was the Cats' first touchdown of the game to get him, first touchdown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The 20-yarder, normally not a guy that catches a lot of balls. I think Trey Stottsbury and that's not even talking about how many tackles he makes on defense.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? So, in my opinion, Trey Stottsbury needs to be thought about for that award. I'll leave it up to you. You got the certificate in your hand. Did you already write the name down?
I had his name written down there at the end of the third period. But,
there you go.
Because, we talked in our pregame a little bit. The Bobcats have to have a running presence to be successful.
Yes.
And it can't be your quarterback all the time.
That's correct.
And tonight, Trey Stottsbury certainly gave that to him, but it kind of dried up late in the game. Of course, the defense knew that Cambridge was going to run a little bit. But,
absolutely.
He came up with some huge runs. And of course, like you said, he's always available in the pass game as well. Bo Stottsbury had a nice game, as did Davion Barr, the key pass there at the end of the game. He had a bunch of catches tonight, too. So
you can't
spread it around pretty good.
You can't discount the rest of the guys. Everybody was leaning. They were leaning on several guys tonight to get the job done. But Trey, in my eyes, especially the first 100-yard game of his season, and 19 carries, he was definitely the workhorse tonight. 29 carries total for the team, but only for 94 yards because poor Caden got sacked 4 or 5 times for minus 24 yards. But yeah, Trey, in my eyes, would be the winner of that pizza.
Yeah, our player of the game brought to you by Plus One Pizza of Cambridge, Caldwell, or Byesville, featuring signature pizzas and a full Italian menu. Visit plusonepizza.com. And Trey Stottsbury might be there picking up a pizza. May not be tonight, but it might be one of these nights.
He's going to be hungry, that's for sure.
Well, he earned it tonight. He looked hungry out there running the ball, and the Cats are going to need to see more of that as the season goes on. I mean, you can't let teams just sit back and defend your pass all the time. And they gashed him early. Cats gashed him early with that run and then went to the pass, and it was open.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to be balanced. I mean, it rarely that can you be a team unless you just have an unbelievable offensive line that you can just be one-dimensional. You have to be able to keep the defense on their toes. And I think Ferry did a great job of that tonight offensively.
I think you're right.
Had Cambridge's defense all over the place, second-guessing. Cambridge's defense stepped up when it needed to, but they definitely got burnt a couple times, and I think it was because Martins Ferry had a really good game plan. Look, from here on out, I don't think it's going to be a surprise how you game plan against Cambridge, and the teams have been able to see that the last couple weeks with Indian Valley and Bel Air having success. So you're going to see that continue as the season goes on. But Ferry executed it really well with Ludoff being able to drop some really nice passes too.
With Tevin Williams over 100 yards rushing tonight as well for the Riders.
Absolutely. 22 carries for Williams, 128 yards is what I had him for. Unofficially, of course, 39 rushes total as a team for 157 yards. So Cats gave up a little bit more than what they needed to. But, of that 128 that Williams had, 47 of it was on one run. So, I mean, that's a pretty big chunk. But Ludoff, hey, man, 10 for 12 through the air for 165 yards and 2 scores. He had a pretty good night on one leg, basically.
How about 3 scores?
Did he have 3? I had him for 2. Did
he threw one to Horace, one to
You're right.
one to Reese,
and
the
Lucy.
last one to Lucy.
Yep, I didn't circle the one for Lucy. So 3 scores actually. You're right.
And the Cats actually the adjustment Cambridge made in the second half was keep everything in front of you.
Yeah.
Horace got past him a couple of times, and Reese as well, and you keep those plays in front of you. It makes it a little difficult to sustain those drives, but Cambridge defense making a couple of adjustments there and getting that done and leading to the 25-18 lead. So both these teams back in action. League play next week, as we said, the Bobcats heading on the road to take on Union Local, a game we'll have for you here, probably on BNV, I imagine, and then back home for homecoming, taking on Warren Local. I think Martins Ferry heading to Indian Creek.
That's correct.
A chance for them to get healthy again and pick up a W. Wow, we had a lot of action here
Yeah,
tonight.
man,
on
there
the
was.
field and in the press box. Doug Donnelly stopping in. Nice long chat with him at halftime. It was good to see him and find out about his son Drew down at Cincinnati. Good success for him. We wish him well and wish them luck tomorrow too. And we might, with his continued trips back to Ohio, we might have that opportunity to have him check in with us some more.
Well, and he's still got some family in town too, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, he sneaks in here every once in a while.
We might be able to find him a third headset.
Well,
maybe
or you
not.
could just give him mine, and I could.
Yeah, we don't need to do that either.
It was kind of nice to be able to get a restroom break at halftime
There
today.
you go. And that's all right. We got to thank our guys here, the Coop CC over here, Cooper Klobuchuk and Jaron Aber. He's somewhere around here. Jaron, there he is, out there doing his post-game wrap-up. But we appreciate all of you that stayed tuned tonight, whether you were here in the Cambridge area, the Martins Ferry area. Appreciate we were able to do this. Next week, back in action at Union Local, the Bobcats. And I think just radio side, we won't be streaming that one, but we'll be back here for the homecoming in a couple of weeks. For the entire AVC Sports Team JV, I'm BK. We'll be talking to you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you for watching high school football. Today's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green, West 40 Auto Sales, Southeastern Med, Abels, Valentine Insurance, AMG Vanadium, Wayne Garage Door, Papa John's Pizza, Galaxy Pizza, 209 Tire, and Guernsey County Children's Services.